Alright, is this any better?
Now it sounds like you're underwater, but it's not screaming in my ears now.
Yeah.
It's really an either or.
And there's the wild Jub Jub.
Is it really an either or?
Alright, how about now?
That
Ooh.
is way better than both of the
That's a
aforementioned.
neither nor situation you got going on right there. That's good.
Well, welcome to the Beta Complex's Ourcraft. I'm your host, Comraide, and tonight, as always, we have Dream Thief, the host of our map, and Jub Bird
Salutations.
joining us on time this time.
Oh, gosh.
And at least for a little while,
please.
at least for a little while, we're joined by the obscure reference,
Hello.
also
I
known as
have-
Home Life Gaming. That's
On
the
this,
user
yes.
tag on Minecraft. I'm trying to wait for people to go to bed, and it's not working.
I waited for a while, but then I gave up.
I didn't realize it. I didn't get the message.
That's okay. Let me go check my clock, see how worth it is.
Remember, I was having headset problems.
Oh, it's already day.
Of
It's already day.
Yeah,
Um,
I need a sword. Okay. Do I have diamonds? I would like to know this information.
someone else want to introduce their coffee before I do?
I'm still drinking Starbucks pumpkin spice flavored grounds.
Cool. I mean, we trash talked it a bit last time, but I mean, ultimately, your coffee is your own coffee.
I mean, I'm not afraid to speak up for the rights of Starbucks coffee drinkers everywhere.
No, I'm gonna pull up Facebook and I'm gonna delete all your statements. You're not allowed to have thoughts anymore.
Are you going to delete my access to emergency services as well?
He's not quite that evil.
No.
I mean, if you're going to pull a genuine Facebook, you have to allow people to die in the case that the government needs
I'm like
to contact
Facebook
people.
Light. I'm not quite, the Clintons.
You don't leave
Spicy
ambassadors hanging
takes.
out to dry?
Spicy takes.
Okay, just to make sure, I still sound the same, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I switched back to my headset, because my headset I can still hear, but I'm making sure that I'm using the laptop mic.
Well, that was a nice 14 pocket of iron.
Listen, I don't have political opinions. I have memes that I quote to you guys.
That's fair. Quick
No,
question.
it's not.
Do we have Do we have any bamboo?
I don't think so.
No,
that's
much
not
to my
good.
annoyance.
I thought you
don't
went on this whole-
recommend. Yeah, he never found it.
Do we
Well,
have?
that's
We have a few slime balls. I need more.
Somewhere.
what do you need
I
the
believe
slime balls
Comrade
for?
gave them to you to get a saddle.
I did leave slime in his chest, and then I
Yeah,
took a saddle,
There's
which I
three.
ultimately
Need
couldn't
more.
stick on the skeleton horse. Much sadness was had.
Oh, yeah, that's because you can ride them automatically.
Yeah, I noticed.
You're not getting the slime back.
I wasn't.
You mean you don't permit
wasn't
horse
planning on
trading?
it.
I don't permit horse trading? What are you on about?
What are you talking about?
I think it was, and you have to check me on this one, but I'm pretty sure it was where the settlers, either the settlers would trade a horse to the Indians or vice versa, but the horse was loyal to the degree that it would go home. And
Isn't that where the term Indian trading comes from?
that might be, but
That's-
it's also horse trading.
So, quick question.
No.
Comrade, are there any? Are you planning on coming back anytime soon?
What?
Where's Comrade at?
I thought.
I'm in the. I'm going to name this the Mexican mine because puns.
Oh, I don't know. All I remember is that at one point you said you were near.
Mexico? The Mexico mine.
Nobody found it that funny.
Yeah, that was pretty pathetic.
No, I just remember that your satellite base out wherever it is, having dark oak, and I need some.
I mean, I have a couple of dark oak saplings.
There's no dark oak.
Yeah, but you need 4 dark oak saplings to
There's-
grow a dark oak tree.
There's no dark oak at the. I know what you're talking about. It's a Tiagra biome, and there's no dark oaks in
Tiagra is spruce,
Tiagra.
Jack.
That's spruce. So unless
Oh.
you need spruce, that's not what you're looking for.
I need that too, actually.
Need a boat.
This is not the wood you were looking for.
Actually, I just need something other than oak and birch. Unless this is
the block
spruce.
you are looking for.
Yeah, I need something other than oak and birch. Preferably, I'll probably end up having
Not what I
several
want.
types of wood.
It's not what I need.
So with these tracks, are there mine carts at the end of these? Because
I
I'm
didn't
not
like
seeing
any.
any.
It's not one of mine.
Listen, we don't
Eh.
have enough
No.
iron to be making mine carts for our
Yeah.
tracks. Are you insane?
No railroads have been built by myself anyway.
Actually, I have.
Listen,
like,
I'm working on fixing our iron shortage. It's gonna take some amount of time.
Listen, we don't have an iron shortage.
I
You
have like
have an iron shortage.
I don't have an iron shortage. I have 13 blocks.
Solid blocks
Yes.
as opposed to hollow blocks.
I mean, I guess so.
Listen, you're the one that asked. We don't know.
Neither do I.
Listen,
In the
I'm
end.
just trying to fix this this iron shortage, which I may or may not have caused by building a giant mine shaft and then putting mine carts and whatnot on it.
Yeah, you suck.
What mine
He's
cart?
guilty.
What do you
I
mean,
see
what mine
none.
carts? You come back to the shaft, and you walk all the way down it, and there's my mine cart. Don't steal that. You also only need 5 iron to make a mine cart to use on the already laid out track in this
Yes.
large and
Why is there so much desert here?
Because desert.
large
You
and
could
useful,
say it's been deserted.
Uh-huh.
mine shaft.
You could say. I hate your jokes.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Touche.
that's fine with me. I'm not too worried about you liking my jokes there, Chubb.
Ah. An opinion after my own heart. Apathy.
Speaking of apathy, what's your coffee?
It is still
I've
grounds, isn't it?
been rocking for a while. It's Pete's brand. Major Dickinson's roast. Dark roast coffee. French press.
I went with a fancy cup today.
Did you get Starbucks?
No.
Oh, there's a nice one.
So it's still the since I have it, I am probably going to exclusively drink it for a while. Or a blend of it. The Sumatran coffee. But instead of French pressing it with water, I used milk.
What
Milk belongs in coffee.
earth?
It's actually a style of making French press coffee. I forget what it's called. I think it might just be called milk coffee. But basically, instead of water, you use milk, and then you don't have to add sugar or anything, because it's literally just coffee flavored hot milk.
Okay, question. How do you heat the milk? Do you just microwave it?
No, you slowly bring it to almost a boil. You don't want to actually boil it because you're not making
Well,
cheese.
yeah, because milk kind of explodes when you boil it.
And
Oh,
burns.
yeah.
Right. So you heat it up very gently and you watch it the whole time.
Did you know that that's
That's
actually a
strange.
turn of phrase in French for when you have very little time or a task that needs attending to?
What?
Is I have milk on the stove?
Oh,
Yeah.
it makes with a shortcake.
By the way, using the same strategy, you can actually bring butter up to screaming hot temperatures. If you heat up butter super slowly, it'll never brown, and you can bring it up to deep fry temperatures.
For just a second, I thought that you were talking about making coffee using the same technique.
No, your thoughts were way better than
Just
mine.
abomination on the face of the planet. And like using the same technique, you put melted butter in the French press. And I just feel like, nope. The views of one
Now,
comment
okay.
not reflect opinions.
That being I would never suggest that you pour melted butter in your French press. That being said, butter in coffee, not as bad as it sounds.
The views of one Comrade computer do not accurately represent the opinions of the entire of the Comrade constituents, such as Beta Complex Server Systems and Co.
Uh,
Yeah.
I feel like my brain just kicked into overdrive to be able to say all of that.
The
In
fitness
short-
grand pacer test.
There's a multi.
Test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity exam that gets progressively more difficult as it continues.
How in the world do you know this by heart?
I
Either
only
you.
first bit by heart. I'm so very tempted to look it up and try to.
How do you know the rest of it by heart? I
know
don't know it. It's all.
the first bit.
I don't know it, and I don't know it, and and it's been a meme for me for literally forever. So
You
I
forget,
mean,
I'm older than you.
no, I don't forget that. I just didn't know it was going on that long.
I don't think it's been.
well, it's
Aragon.
also kind of what he's studying in University A anyway.
All right.
Okay, this is never going to not be annoying to me. Do you know what I've actually learned about, training athletes or training people
It's
here at
lucrative.
University A and my degree about exercise science? Nothing. They basically taught me all about the human body and how it works and what muscles pull where. And I'm like, great, now that we know all of that background info, can we talk about exercise in our course about exercise science?
No.
Never.
No, you
Never.
can't.
It got to a point where I took a class on weight training, right? I'm like, oh, thank
Yeah.
goodness, I'm finally going to learn about, programming exercises and getting all this to, work. And building a workout routine and all that, and they're just like, okay, this is how you do a bench press. Do you know how to do a bench press? Like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to do a bench press.
Thank you. I'm not an idiot.
I know how to do a bench press. The question is, do I know how to do a bench press without getting
I could teach you how to do a bench press in a way in literally less than 10 minutes, and you'd be able to do it perfectly immediately. It is not a complicated movement.
Well, yeah, that's I understand that. That it's not like complicated. That being said,
and if I'm going to school to specialize in exercise science, it's fairly... I feel like it's a safe enough bet to think that I don't need an entire class to teach me how to do stupidly easy things.
Every time you say exercise, my brain keeps interpreting it exorcism.
he wishes.
Again, do you have any idea how amazing that would be? Like, if tomorrow it came out that, like, oh yeah, ghosts are real and we have proof and here's this and now we need to find ways to exorcise them, I'd be like,
Blue
tight.
Exorcist,
My
sign me
right.
up.
I believe it would be excise, not exercise them.
We're gonna we're gonna exorcise the demons, okay?
No, you excise them to remove them from the world.
Listen. I see what you're saying, but hear me out on this.
No.
What if instead of excising the demons, we can exorcise the demons, and we get them to possess somebody, and then we put that person on a treadmill?
I like this.
Or are they exercising their rights as ghosts or something?
We're exorcising the demons.
I mean,
Well,
that
it's a
brings up an
terrible
excellent point.
pun.
I mean, are we going to give them rights?
No.
Of course
Okay,
not.
well then.
I mean, I'm not going to, but I'm sure that there's going to be some activist party that's like, demons are people too.
So apparently you cannot just put a block of dirt on the mycia, or not on the mycia. You can't pick up a block of mycia and put it back down as regular dirt and plant a tree, because the mycia spreads and pops the saplings off.
Oh.
I've spent the last 10 minutes trying to plant acacia saplings on the island.
Wait, you have acacia saplings?
I did.
Well, of course he does.
It's the closest group of trees is acacia trees.
Where are you? I would like an acacia sapling.
Why do you desire
3358.
the acacia sapling? By the way, milk coffee not recommended for anyone who's even slightly lactose intolerant. Just gonna say it's a lot of milk.
I guess Comrade's going to be having a rough night.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
not, because you remember you went to school with me. You know how I'm like not lactose intolerant at all. I would eat like an entire tub of yogurt, no problem.
Okay,
I know.
now I have more concerns.
Let's
Dude, dairy is
lay your
like
concerns aside.
Okay, calm down, Fidel Castro.
What?
That's a
What do you
deep
not know
cut.
about this?
That's a deep cut. Fidel Castro loved his dairy.
No, you don't understand. Fidel Castro
loved his dairy.
like on a chart from a literal skeleton to starving babies, this man tops out of the milk-loving chart. It's
That's
What?
what? I mean,
What?
I hear you. I wish I didn't, but I hear you.
So
listen.
Castro loved dairy so much that there was what do you
his
call
empire
what do you
collapsed.
call what do you even call, like, is it the royalty? I don't know. Like, what's the term for Fidel Castro?
Dictator, Jack.
Well, you're right. What do you call a dictator? Who's not
You call
technically a monarch.
call them
Dictators aren't monarchs.
Well, you can have
I
a
don't
monarch
understand
who's a
what word
dictator.
you're trying to find.
Anyway, there was we'll
So
just
now
call
we're
it
gonna
his
have.
palace. We'll just call it his palace.
Oh no!
So his palace basically had like an entire field dedicated to having a cow that produced the best milk at the best volumes. And he wasted a ton of their money on getting this cow to be perfect, but could also
Genetic-
survive somehow in the heat of Cuba.
So he genetically bred a cow just so he had his dairy.
Yes.
Okay. Listen,
That's disturbing.
It's more insane than that. So, Cuba had two types of cows, Lorenas and Zebus, which are the two breeds. Now, both of those, one's from Spain, one's from Cuba, so they're both pretty good at dealing with the heat. But they're not great at producing lots of milk, which was, what he wanted. So, my man
I
was
don't
like,
know that you should be calling Fidel Castro your man.
Yeah.
anyway, my Mr. Fidel here, my bro. Please note I'm saying this ironically. He's not actually my bro. I never met the guy. I don't like him very much. Anyway,
I mean, he's been dead for several years, I think.
dead more of my life than he was alive for.
My point exactly.
Anywho, the absolute mad lad was like, let's just import a bunch of cows. So he imported a bunch of Holsteins, which are, the normal black and white ones, but they're from Canada. So, like, not so great at dealing with the tropical sun. And so, he built a giant air-conditioned facility with grazing pastures in it so that they could, do their thing. They still didn't produce properly. They were still stressed out, and keeping a giant air-conditioned facility is not exactly maintainable
Or
affordable.
on a communistic budget.
Any budget, really. Like
Yeah, even we would have trouble
it
financing
wouldn't.
that.
We might be able to, but it would be hard.
We'd have to cut Social Security or
Oh,
What do you
nice.
mean it'd be hard?
Billions of dollars to foreign countries for gender
We spent
studies.
what, $5 million developing a pen for space? I think we'll be fine.
I read about that.
Yeah, and then the Russians took a pencil. It's fine.
Wasn't that the... So I actually read that the reason that NASA did that is because they figured out that if graphite got into the engines, it would blow up the whole rocket or something. I don't remember.
There was a chance that graphite buildup could do that.
Yes, but the Soviets were also fine with building a imitation of the Concorde air supersonic passenger plane, which felt like it was going to come apart the entire time it was in the air, and they still put it into service for a while.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
these are
see.
psychotic.
The Soviets would they would faithfully build anything that didn't work right and still stick with it.
I mean, you're
Sorry.
aware of the... Oh, what's it called? It starts with a K.
Killer Instinct?
No.
Isn't that a movie?
I've
That's a video
probably.
game. And a song. And a book. Anyway,
That makes
none
sense.
of those are about the same thing, by the way. Anyway, what was it? I don't remember what the technical name for it was, but it was a pistol that the Russians used for a bit.
Are you talking about the Russian roulette pistol?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I figure
This-
that's an actual thing, but
Well, I mean, that's a different story, and I can get to that in a second. It was basically, they took a Mosin Nagant, which is a 7.62 by 39 sniper rifle.
oh,
I'm not getting that confused with the Lee Enfield, am I?
well,
No,
I don't know the
Enfield fires-
personal guns.
Mosin Nagant fires 7.62 by 39, which is a sniper rifle caliber. And they went, we need more pistols. What do we have? A bunch of sniper rifles, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing the American thing. Alright, Comrade, what do we have? Sniper rifles.
rifle set.
Why barrel need be so long?
No
Cut
reason.
Cut off barrel. Cut off stock too while at it.
Sir.
Make pistol. And the thing would nearly break your hand every time you fired it because, like,
I wonder why.
No, it wouldn't. No,
I fired him.
No.
Dang it.
You can
You're-
totally saw anything off and make it better. Sawed off shotgun, instantly better. Sawed off handgun, you got a snub nose pistol.
Sawed
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 off.
off hand, got yourself a cool new prosthetic.
Look, you're available for a pirate hook and can be the new ruler of the high seas.
It's everywhere. Sawed off sniper rifle, you got yourself a pistol. But no, like, legitimately nearly break your hand every time you fired them because I fired a Mosin Nagant and that thing has some recoil on it. And
This-
No, I thought that it wasn't a gun.
this is way before the invention of, like, recoil compensating stocks or, you know,
Other stuff.
rubber padding. So they just put a piece of brass back there. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally a brass plate.
And they're
that
just
you're-
like, hey,
Listen,
this is
I'm just
fine.
glad that they didn't. Not everyone got to space, and then the Russians were just like, "How we make gunfighter in space? Attach plastic bottle of air to it."
I mean, I
Yeah.
believe the Soviets were the ones who also had a small kind of cannon-ish thing. Wasn't
Not
like-
surprising.
on their space station, and I think it broke the station when they fired it. But they were like, they waited until they were decommissioning it, and when they left, they had it like set to automatically go off. Apparently, it didn't end well.
Oh, hey.
Something about the way space in the vacuum works didn't end well.
Just
Oh,
a
yeah.
plastic bottle of air to
Hey,
the gun.
there's no way that the
It's
the
fire
sniper-
every time. No
And
problem.
I'm guessing,
We have space.
but I'm guessing by that you mean it blew up in their face, most literally.
I don't think it utterly destroyed the station, but it did enough damage that you would never want to attach one to a station.
Listen, they weren't. If I'm remembering correctly, they weren't on the station when they fired it.
No, they weren't that stupid.
They set a delay and were like, "Will happen later. We'll not be here."
And right they were. They weren't there. Good for that.
Dude, the
What?
Russians were absolutely. I love the way that the
Hello,
Russians
random crafting table.
My favorite way to describe Russia is European West Virginia with vodka.
I'm not sure they'd appreciate that. I would have
No,
gone with
They'd
Alaska.
probably hit you with a baseball bat for saying that. But that's a really good way of describing it, but only if you know a lot about Europe, West Virginia, and vodka. Because any other life experiences, and you're just gonna be sat there like, what on earth is that
Wow.
supposed to be? When it's the best description ever.
Who left a random crafting table way off towards the ocean?
No
Uh,
idea.
It's like when I was trying to come up with a way to describe what an ARG is to someone, and I went, it's a lot like pro wrestling, and then they just kind of
Add it
tapped out
again.
of the conversation.
Wisely.
But it's a really good way of explaining it. But like only if you're not immediately thrown off by the words that just came out of my mouth.
Dearest Dream Thief, are you back?
What?
Oh, I was wondering if you were back. I still want Acacia Saplings.
Back where? Where are my bases?
No, to the base. To the,
I wasn't coming back.
like ever?
Not normal. Not on an average basis, no.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
I tried to give you the coordinates before, but then the conversation switched up.
It was like 3,000 something. Oh, by the way, so
Yeah, I moved permanently to the Shroom Island.
I see. So
There
on
we
a
go.
completely separate note, who wants to maybe go well, actually I only have like 20 minutes or so I won't start anything massive. But was anybody okay, actually. Job, were you ever planning on going and finding another what you call it? Another
Village?
no bamboo.
That's what I'm out looking for.
Okay, good, because I do know how to build the thing. I just need a lot of iron, which I happen to have.
What
and
thing?
wood, which the Kelp XP farm. Ow, 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 ow.
One thing, man. Stop doing that.
Look, I'm sorry. I just figured out how to make. I built one myself, and it was fun. So I'm doing it again. Still a lot of iron, and I don't know how much of that iron I want to spend.
I mean, when you get a build off the web like that, and it's kind of like playing with Legos.
I mean, I spent like half an hour finishing it from the other. Half an hour fixing it from when it broke, and it was a pain, but I fixed it.
It was pain.
It
Yeah,
was
there's
a pain.
It was pain.
For a man that claims to not like the ASDF movies. you
The
two
first
quote them.
couples were good.
Not you. I know that you like them.
Comrade.
Just because he doesn't like him doesn't mean he's dead to his generation.
One thing. I said one thing in reference to one joke.
Let's see.
Just because
Yeah.
I know the name of one of the characters does not make me a brony. Okay? Calm down.
Wouldn't you like to be a brony too?
No.
I don't need her, but
I like having testosterone.
Oh no!
What?
You like having the hope of having a family someday?
Yeah.
Not dying alone.
You have to find a woman who'll actually
Uh,
live with you.
excuse me.
Yeah, that was-
I don't drink soy milk.
Imagine having that
What's this about soy milk?
What?
What's this about soy milk?
He's not a soy.
So unfermented soy has a habit of lowering testosterone in men.
Because
How
it's
nice.
got so much freaking estrogen in it.
That's
Yep.
why you drink almond milk and not soy milk if you have a brain.
So the joke.
Cashew milk is
people-
the best alternate milk. Thank you.
Yeah, but cashews are friggin' expensive.
That is true.
That
Because
makes
they're-
sense.
The cashews come from a fruit.
cashews come from a corrosive, poisonous fruit.
Oh,
And
how nice.
Workers that handle actual cashews have to legitimately wear head-to-toe protective equipment and thick rubber gloves to deal with them. Because if they touch your skin, they will start burning. How we ever discovered that those things are edible boggles my mind.
somebody was probably tired of talking to the volleyball and decided that they were hungry enough to eat it.
Because, like, the cashew doesn't even pass the patch test. It fails it with flying colors.
Patch test?
The patch test is a survival thing. You take whatever plant you think may or may not be good to eat, you cut it or break it in half, and then rub a small amount of the interior on your skin. And if it swells up, you know it's not good to eat. You have to wait like 10-15 minutes, but you know.
You're so desperate for 1 second it doesn't burn or whatever, and you just eat it. 10 minutes later, your skin's
Most
like,
people don't know about the patch test.
well, it's fallible.
I mean, yeah, but
I'm
like
sure it doesn't work for mushrooms for the most part.
nothing works for mushrooms.
I don't know. Plenty of people will work all day to get
Yeah.
enough money to buy one.
Mushrooms are weird. They're not plants. They're not animals. Some of them will save your life. Some of them will make you think that you're talking to God. Some of them are so closely related to humans that if you eat them, it will cause an allergic reaction to yourself. No one knows mushrooms.
The neat thing about mushrooms, though, is that you're actually, it's weird. You're safer to eat a random mushroom than a random plant. The problem is that the one time the random mushroom gets you, it gets you so good there is no second.
I mean, that's really just a percentages
You're more
thing.
likely to find a perfectly safe mushroom than you are a perfectly safe plant. But the plant
Yeah.
that, bothers you is like, oh gosh, I threw up and now I have a headache. The mushroom that gets you, you're like a corpse.
Well, and it's a numbers game. There are far more generalized plants in the world than there are shrooms. So yeah, you have better odds with a random shroom. It's basic mathematics.
I'm sorry, I can't do math. I never learned how to read.
Can't do math either. I just know the general concept.
Can't do math. I never learned how to read.
Speech check failed. You lose karma.
Ah, dang. I wish I had I'm so glad I invested into 99 speech playing Fallout 3 and can still fail my checks.
I've never played Fallout 3, but I watched someone cover Tranquility Lane recently.
Ooh, is it Oxenford?
I don't know, but it was ridiculous. I was
Tranquility
like, how did they decide to make this? I get creepy, and I get that you might be able to argue that Fallout isn't a children's game.
It's
but-
not.
Yeah, it's not. Wait,
Even so, that was just creepy.
yeah, Tranquility Lane's great. It's probably the
Wait,
best part
that's
of
the,
Fallout 3. Tranquility Lane is the part of Fallout 3 where you come across it's like a vault where everyone's dead, and if you enter it, you find out that everyone's still alive, they're just in a computer.
Yeah, I loved that.
They might as well be dead. They are by the time you're done, either way.
And it gets reset every week or something?
Actually, not either way. You could leave them there for all of eternity.
Yeah, no, I just activate this failsafe and the Chinese invade.
Yep. And you're the
And
only
then
one
I-
who wakes up because you're the only one still alive.
Well, no,
Well, I mean,
her,
Doctor's still alive, but I leave him
Yeah.
in there as, penance for his sins. Congratulations, you can spend the rest of, I suppose, until the power fails, with nothing to do, no one to talk to. Good luck.
I'll be honest with you. If it was an option, I would go over to the pod and just crack it open. If nothing else, to watch him.
But yeah,
turn into
Tranquility
dust like
Lane
he
is
claimed
definitely
would
the best
happen.
part of Fallout 3.
I mean, he claimed he would turn into dust. If nothing else, I would want to see that.
The thing about Fallout 3 is that, occasionally you will stumble across some really interesting stuff.
Yep.
The story sucks. And it's paced really weird. I heard someone talking about the Fallout game, or not the Fallout games. He was talking about different games made by Bethesda and whatnot. And he's like, New Vegas has hardcore mode. The first Fallouts have, I think it was like nightmare difficulty or something.
Good grief.
Fallout 4 has survival mode. Fallout 3 has the uninstall button. I'm like, yeah, that right. I don't blame. I don't know. I don't hold Fallout 3 against Bethesda too much. They just got a new IP that they didn't really know what to do with, and then just kind of did the thing that they thought people wanted.
Yeah.
And people that liked the first two Fallouts were understandably upset. And people that liked Bethesda games were, I mean, they knew what they were getting into.
Oh, the bugs.
Well, it's not just the bugs. It's the fact that, Fallout has always been a game about, about choices and adapting to situations.
Mhm.
There's a bit later in the original. It's not Fallout. I think it's Fallout 1, yeah. Where a super mutant known as the Master is
Not stealing anything at all, are they?
from what?
Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, let me just copyright a name real quick. Particularly a one word title. Let's copyright that. Anyway, he wants to create a race of super mutants, and he has some, decent. He has some decent arguments for doing so, because, his argument is basically, humans had their chance, they screwed it up. Look at that. Look outside. The world is kind of destroyed, and mutants are immune to the radiation. We can live in the world that you destroyed.
Yeah.
And, you have that conversation with him, and you can fight him, or you can convince him that his plan won't work based on information that you've gotten over your journey. Because super mutants are sterile. They can't have kids. But they haven't existed long enough for anyone to really know that, except for a few that have researched them. Where in Fallout 3, your only choice for solving problems is, well, how do you want to kill this enemy?
Is it 3 or 4 that has the constellation?
The what?
The constellation.
Constellation?
The ship in Boston Harbor.
4.
Okay. I actually spent a night aboard her.
Huh.
There's
Okay.
a Boy Scout thing. It was the night of the Army-Navy football game, and there were a bunch of Army supporters that were drunk out of their minds that walked past us. Walked past the pier and started trying to egg us on or something. I don't know. It was ridiculous. Like, y'all be grown people. This is just a football game. And we, knowing that the access to the ship was completely locked down, we just antagonized them.
Oh, that's why nobody heard me. Yeah, grown people aren't exactly well known for intelligence. Fine, I will stab you. Ow,
I
that
mean,
hurt.
look at the odds of our generation growing old and still playing Minecraft in the retirement home.
What's wrong with that?
Well, the boomers hate us for it, probably.
Boomers hate us no matter what they do. I'll do it. Bet.
So as I've been trying to answer like the past 20 minutes before realizing I was muted, are warped fungus trees, how do you grow them? For the
I don't
support.
think
You can't.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's why they don't drop any saplings.
Unfortunate, again.
If you want a warped fungus tree in the overworld, you have to harvest all the ingredients and build it yourself.
Well, I mostly just wanted to know if I could, like, grow the wood.
No, you have to go ever deeper into the depths of the nether for that material. Gross. What?
Yeah, it's the nether.
Yeah. I like the new Nether, but like I like it in the way that I like Dark Souls. It's incredibly unpleasant, which is the point. That's not fair to Dark Souls. I like it in the same way that I like Pathologic. Pathologic is unpleasant, and that's the point.
So you enjoy being unhappy?
Yeah, he's a masochist.
I am
That's
not.
what I mean.
like-
That's all I'm hearing.
A lot like Markiplier.
Shut up, Comrade. Don't you ever, and I mean ever, compare me to that man.
Ever? Or just ever?
Ever.
That's a lot of hate there.
I am tall.
That's the funniest thing you've said all day.
I don't remember you being tall when we met.
Shut up, I'm tall.
I remember you being rather on the shorter side of things.
To be fair, he might be taller than Markiplier. Shots fired. Whew.
But no,
I just
have
realized
complicated
Ethan's
feelings
shorter
about
than Mark. Poor Ethan.
Yeah, but Ethan doesn't freak out when you poke fun at him about it.
Yeah.
Why do you think we poke fun at Mark?
You didn't say
Because
anything.
we know the kind of reaction he's going to have, and it's going to be massively entertaining.
Yes, it is.
Anyway,
Oh.
As- Pathologic is weird. It's a game that's designed to be harsh, unfriendly, and unwelcoming. Because
Kind of like myself.
it's trying to instill it's a survival horror game. It's not supposed to be, I'm having a great time right now. It's supposed to create the feeling of a harsh, unwelcoming world, and it does this by making you, the player, feel very unwelcome playing the game. And I absolutely love that, and I'm glad that it exists. I still hate playing it. What else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, Fallout 3.
Boy, it's been a long time since we were there.
Yeah.
Where?
At Fallout 3, because the entire middle section in there.
Yeah, but like you can just cut that part out and splice these two bits together, so it'll look like one nice long conversation about Fallout 3.
There was totally not a jump cut that just happened. Ignore that. That didn't happen, you guys. We're back to Fallout 3 now. And
by
whatever just happened didn't happen.
ago.
I'm very convincing.
Anywho,
Mostly
well-
because you'll be included in the vats of hot fun if you don't stop talking about the hot.
You make references to that game, and I guarantee you 99% of people who watch this channel have no idea what you're talking about.
99% of the stuff we do on this channel is for his entertainment, not theirs.
Fortunately, that should be going up sometime, like at the beginning of next month.
Yeah. Me getting brutally murdered by the computer for an hour and a half.
Our death?
No one else wanted to talk. I was like, yes. I will do it.
No, other people got slammed by the computer pretty early, because Shadow started with like a hit point loss because literal card stuck in her head.
Dodge.
And you fail.
Hello and welcome to Dodging Card School. And you failed.
You were the one who brought up the rules at the beginning and got a treason star, though, weren't you?
Me?
I brought up the what now?
Somebody like asked a question about the rules at the very beginning of the game and got a treason star. Oh wait, no, that was prophetic turret, I think.
Yeah, I didn't ask about the rules. I knew that could get me in trouble. Listen, once you've played Paranoia once, you are hyper vigilant about everything, but you also understand that regardless of what you do, the game is set up in such a way as to just beat you down.
You weren't even the one who went through the most clones. That was Shadow. Shadow
Was it?
Yeah.
I lost like almost all of my clones. I have
but
one.
you spent some clones at the beginning.
I spent one clone.
Right, she didn't spend any, and also got down as far as you did.
I also did not spend any.
Well, I spent some because last time we played, I didn't die once. And I was a little.
My name is Murphy. I wasn't hopeful.
I was a little. Maybe I played this a little too safe. And so then I went, well, if that's the way that Comrade runs his games, I guess I'll just spend a clone here. And no. No, that was just the tutorial.
That was just the tutorial. And trust me, it's gonna get even more brutal as we like continue to play it more.
Oh, yeah.
So you've just warned us not to spend any of those things, though.
I'm going to throw every single clone that I have at every problem.
Well, because even if I kill you, it's fine.
I just couldn't do
For
it.
who?
What do you mean for who? For everyone. Your death was hilarious.
Don't worry. Character. Like, I legitimately... I joined a D&D group, right? Here at University A. Cut that out.
Totally not.
Joined a D&D group at University A?
Yeah, University A.
Ah.
They don't consider it demonic, whatever.
No.
They don't. What they don't know doesn't hurt us.
But also, most of the people who make a big deal out of it aren't probably involved in University A at the moment. So,
Most of the people that make a big deal out of it couldn't even get into University A, much less run it. Anywho, plus, like, everyone who's in a specific social club pretty much plays D&D. It's an accepted thing. Anywho, I joined a group, and everyone there... Oh, gosh. We have almost TPK'd on several occasions.
Are you playing one or are you playing 5e or are you playing Pathfinder?
5e, which is why I said D&D.
Okay. So y'all actually are intelligent. It's the better system.
I like it better.
I've been fighting about this for a while. 5e.
You know why we don't play 5e, right?
Because
No.
people have to buy new books.
We'd have to buy new books.
I can
So what you're saying is if I decided to send books, you would immediately abandon Pathfinder.
What you're saying
No,
is... if
because I also like Pathfinder. Just because I would play a different system doesn't mean I would abandon another one. I play a lot of different game systems. Like, I'd play Toon if I could get you guys to play it. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever asked if you guys would play Toon. So that
I
might
don't
be...
know what that is.
It's Looney Tunes, the role-playing game. And if that sounds fun to you...
Oh my gosh, it sounds
No.
absolutely idiotic, and I love it. Please let me play.
We'll let him play.
we
It'll
will-
be fine.
We will have a session sometime. It probably won't appear on the channel. But it's also super easy. I don't even need the books. I have the rules memorized because it's really easy.
Rules? What rules? We're in a cartoon. Who cares about rules?
Basically, but if you need to do things, it's all D6s. Always has been.
Those are the best systems.
Anyway, back on to what I was... Before I lose my train of thought. I prefer 5e because there's less... How do I explain this? It's not as much of a war game. Pathfinder feels really numbery with really linear progression.
Yeah.
And you really have to... If you want to do something, there's a rule for it. And if you want to do something cool, that's a 16th level feat that you need 7 other feats to get the prerequisites for. Which is fine, but sometimes I don't want to have to plan out from level 1 to 20 my entire character progression. Because then I get really excited for the stuff that I get later, and I die, and I don't get that stuff. And then I'm really salty about it.
I'm not as big on Pathfinder because I feel like it doesn't roleplay.
I feel
maybe,
like
maybe that's just because our group fails to actually do it right.
it's so
No,
numbery.
that's on us. That's completely on us. That the roleplay thing is completely on us. We were doing a bit better on Paranoia than we usually do, but we still need to get better at it. Paranoia, even.
Yeah, I think that.
But the roleplay is fully on us. It's not.
I don't. I think it's definitely a large part on us, but Pathfinder is so numbery that it discourages any other way to look at the game. And it has very little horizontal progression. Meaning that, I go up a level, what do I get? Alright, you get, your base attack bonus goes up by 1. Alright. Your hit points go up by a hit dice plus your con. Okay. And this ability, and this ability, the DC goes up by 2. And you get a feat. Alright, what feat can I take? You can take this one, which increases this ability by 2. Okay. Whereas in 5e, you get oftentimes a whole new ability or a whole new mechanic. That's very... It changes the way that you look at things. And I enjoy getting a new tool to mess around with over making a tool that I already have better. There's definitely people
So why
that
are you
disagree.
playing Minecraft? Because all you do is make tools you already had better.
I'm not really playing Minecraft. I am messing around on Minecraft while talking to you guys.
Oh, I'm actually out here building.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for bamboo, but hear me out. That's
Yeah.
horizontal progression.
Horizontal progression.
Well, vertical progression is when the numbers that you already have go up. Because it's things just going up. Horizontal progression is you put a new thing on the list. So instead of, you can make an attack with your longsword at +3 instead of +2, now it's you can roll this with your longsword to try and trip your opponent, or, stuff like that. It's a new thing. That's why it's called horizontal progression.
Now, hear me out. My biggest problem with 5e is what's it even called? It's like most people, it's like their favorite part of 5e. Advantage. I hate the advantage system.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because it's boring. I roll an extra dice. Yay.
Well, it's better than getting a +1 on rolling 1 die.
I mean, yeah, sure, but just
This feels like something we're never going to agree on, because I really
Yeah.
like that.
listen. I like the idea of that mechanic. I just don't think it portrays advantages of combat. I think it's just like I don't know what I would use the mechanic for, but it doesn't.
Sneak attack.
What?
Sneak attack doesn't portray a sneak attack.
That's fair.
It's
a fair
You're
critique.
playing a fantasy game. It does not have to actually emulate real combat.
No. I'm debating running a game. I'd have to do a lot of work to figure out how the magic system works, because that's always been what's held me back. But while there would be fighting, it would be a lot more heavily on the role-playing side of things.
So,
I like that. I
like-
usually just don't like me role-playing.
I'm fine with you role playing.
No, the groups that I've played with, they're like, look, this is really fun, but can some of us do things?
Well, and that's where it comes to having a balanced GM. Ha 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 ha! Oh, I love it. Oakwood planks. You can produce 69.
Nice.
But the games that I have run, at least said she really enjoyed them. So I might just give it the old University A try.
Another thing I really like about D&D is that in Pathfinder, you really don't get how do I explain this? You are a level 1 paladin, but you do not get paladin things until level 3. And you don't get cool paladin things until level 5. D&D 5e specifically is you took a level of this, you have neat abilities. Like, as a level 1 fighter, if I'm within 5 feet of an ally being attacked, I can use my reaction to use my shield to try and block the thing that's going to hit them and impose disadvantage on the attack. Which makes me have to think about my positioning in that combat and staying close enough to the back line to be able to protect them when they need to.
I might be putting way too much effort into a map that's 5 months from being abandoned.
Is it really that? Is Caves and Cliffs that close?
Summer of 2021. It's already halfway through February, Jack.
I don't like this.
What? That it's already halfway through February?
I don't like...
He does not enjoy
Everything's
being
the
reminded
same.
of his own mortality.
No. I mean, yes, that is horribly disconcerting and absolutely terrifying.
That's what birthday parties are for, though. Reminding you that your death day is just around the corner.
Listen, I'm a paranoid person by nature, so, even though in, like, the Bible it says, hey, you be a Christian, you live faithfully, you do that, and you go to heaven. Even then, I'm like, have I done enough? Am I going to do it? Is it going to work? Have I done the things?
Have I done and have I dared?
And then I get
to
into that
be
loop. I'm like, wait, no, this is faith. This is workspace. It's about faith. And then I think, okay, but the fact that I'm questioning this means that my faith is lacking, and it's just, oh my gosh.
I think I may have designed
I
a
am
ship that's a little too big for the place I'm putting it.
Point is, I'm like 60 to 70% certain that at any given moment, that if I die, it's not going to be pleasant.
If I die young, bury me in satin.
Lay me down on a bed
Yeah.
of roses. At dawn. The words of a love song. Wow, that's showing our age right there.
Is it really? Has
By
it been
internet.
that? What year was that?
Like,
Hopefully this alt tab doesn't kick y'all.
don't alt tab. I can look.
I already alt tabbed though. Hey, look, Chrome's working again. It
Hey,
wouldn't
we're
open
still-
yesterday. Uh, 2010. It's only been 10 years.
I expected that to be an older song.
No. I don't think it left the more countryside and went into the pop side early on. But nah, not that old. Calling me a geezer over here.
I wasn't calling you a geezer. I was calling us geezers. There's a difference.
So there's a billboard for nursing, or not nursing home, just kind of like assisted living. Because the people on the sign obviously are actually aware of where they are and what they're doing.
That's always nice.
And the sign says whether you're rocking, and it's got a older fellow with an electric guitar, or rocking, and it's a lady in a rocking chair. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this.
That's an amazing poster.
I mean,
Also,
it must be
reminds us
popular enough that they've left it up
reminds
for.
us that the boomers are finally getting old enough to go into assisted living.
What do you mean, finally? Kind of morbid.
mean?
Like, finally, I've been waiting forever.
No, like... Okay, it was worded poorly, but I mean, like... Boomers weren't the
stupid
old people in the 90s. The boomers were the parents in the 90s. And
Yeah, that'd be my
Now they're
parents.
old people.
what? And now,
So now they're old people.
and now the boomers are the old people. It shows you like 20 years makes a huge difference. What was shocking to me was realizing that the parents in the Rugrats were boomers.
And
What do you mean, and? Like, it's my childhood right there. Well, it's made even weirder to me because my parents are technically Gen X. So,
when were your parents not born in the 60s?
no, 70s.
I guess that makes sense. You are a few years younger than me.
My parents.
My father was 63 and my mother was born in 69.
My
And
parents were in the 50s.
just realized that 69 is there. Maybe that's why she was upset when I made a 69 joke the other day. I don't know. Or that
What does
her-
that mean? Then you have to explain it, and you
I did too. I was like,
I'm
because
just my family.
there is a gas station, or like an old not functioning gas station that's abandoned, and the only numbers left on their sign are 69, and I'd never noticed it until we were driving through Princeton after church on a Sunday. And I just said 69, and I had to explain it. I was like, oh no. Forgive me, mother, I have sinned.
Apologize if you could hear any of what was going on.
I could
Here.
not.
Just a little bit.
Alrighty.
It's not lighting up, so presumably, at the very least, you can't hear most of it.
It's okay, it's just a rental.
Yeah. Bunch of yahoos running around here like the Usain Bolt. And
I'm having to re-put. Oh no, creeper, go away! You go away now, bye-bye! You go away now!
we don't want you here. Shoo.
Oh!
There
I mean,
I
he didn't damage anything because he's in the water, but he gave me some pain.
trying to decide which side of the table I like better for the breath weapon. That is a fun and terrible position to find yourself in as the GM.
Oh.
Just being like, well, some of you are going to die now.
Oh.
It's not my fault. You guys
You're
did
the one that went into the cave that the NPCs had warned you had a dragon in it. There were multiple situations in which you could have found out that there was a dragon in here, and you did. Good on you. And then you ignored it. And you're level 1.
Okay.
Your deaths are not my problem. That's the one thing I really, really hate about the adventure that's packaged with the Pathfinder's beginner box.
Is that it has a dragon in it?
Yeah, it's that it has a dragon in it, and you're supposed to fight the dragon, and like you actually win usually. And
Like, here, let me give you a false impression of how this is going to work in the future.
well, yeah, because like it conditions you to think, oh yeah, we can fight dragons. We fought one of those at level 1, and then like you actually find an actual dragon with the actual stats in the monster manual, and that thing will just. That thing won't only kill you, it will kill you with the indifference of a parent of 6 3-year-olds at the supermarket talking on the phone. Like, and it will do it and then Fortnite dance on you. I swear it will.
You hid here well for a time,
Those, like,
but that time is up. For I, Leonard Thorne, have arrived.
Okay, well, that's staying on YouTube forever.
I mean, I'm technically shabby, right?
what's staying on YouTube forever?
What?
What's staying on YouTube forever? What are you on about?
Just Dream Thief talking about how he's like Denethor or something.
Leonard.
I said Leonard Thorne. It's a Puffin Forest reference.
It's already on YouTube forever.
All must worship
I thought you were
at
talking
the
about
altar of Puffin
the-
Forest.
talking about dragons slapping you with the indifference of a very tired parent of multiple children at the supermarket and then Fortnite dancing on you.
Who?
That's not gonna happen for like another 15 years though, of parents with children Fortnite dancing.
It will happen though. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, but not for another 15 years. So if you were wondering how long until the apocalypse,
Oh, this is the worst map ever. It's everything's covered. I picked up a map in a village, and it's the worst because everything's covered in snow.
Ooh, yeah, that's
my
not helpful.
indicator is just gone. I can't find it.
Alrighty, we have built the hull for most of the hull. The stern of the ship is actually open to the sea, but
Blank. No, that's the snow. Oh no, I'm sorry. I forgot the exit again.
by introducing all this
it's-
dirt and cobblestone and wood, I've effectively made the Mycia spawn monsters when it's not supposed to.
Good job.
It's not spawning them itself, but it might as well be with how many are out here now.
That's just what we needed. Good job.
well, I couldn't care less because I'm not there. I'm underground. Monsters already spawn here.
Oh, that's a polar bear. That is a polar bear.
You know,
You know
I
what
don't
you can
know
do?
what it was, but the first time I encountered a polar bear, it let me walk up to it, and it didn't do anything.
You know what the best thing to do with polar bears is? Same thing you do with baby seals. Turn them into boots.
Oh, I'm quivering in my baby seal leather boots.
Doesn't that scene have like a certification on them or something that
It
that's
had
what?
a certification on the bottom of the heel. It's a certified authentic baby seal leather.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I could get a hold of a pair of boots like that, I probably would. They must be very comfortable.
I wouldn't think that I would care.
Oh, I would probably brag about it.
I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference.
Just go around telling
I
everyone.
think my
Oh.
taste in clothing is so poor I could not tell the difference.
Just be like, ooh, is this satin? That's cotton, sir. Very luxurious. Look
Okay.
at this organic leather, sir. That's also cotton.
Like I said.
I laugh. That's gonna be me. That's gonna be me one day, and
Like I said, organic leather. Organic vegan leather.
Wait, we're turning vegans into leather now? That's a little too
That's
nuts for me,
not
sir.
what I said.
I feed my cats an all vegan diet. They're supposed to have meat. Yeah. only the best vegans that I can find.
I love it.
And you have displayed that fantastically with your laughter.
I'm trying to float in one spot while I break a piece of wood with an iron axe that's not got any enchantment, okay? I am highly focused right now because I'm trying to make the prow of the ship look the way it's supposed to.
All I hear is wham. Minecraft is hard.
You know what?
Ah, that's another polar bear. Why do you live so close
Why
to polar
do you
bear?
have to do a man like that, dude? Huh?
Don't say that ever again.
Why
Not
does
ever.
this set up so close to polar bears?
Never, ever, ever.
No.
Did I get insulted?
No, all I said is, why you gotta do a man like that, dude? And apparently Dream Thief just hates that phrase.
I mean, if you aren't catching, if you aren't picking up with what you put down, then I can't really help you. Can I break that one without showing the inside?
Did you try to just make that into a homosexual joke?
I wasn't thinking homoerotica, but sure.
Well, I can't figure out what else you're talking about that I should never repeat it for. I'm just talking stupid.
I wasn't talking positively about such things, is all I'm saying. This has to be right. It cannot be wrong. This must look the way that it's supposed to. On both sides. Even though nobody will probably ever care. It's a nice little 22 gun Corvette here. You know, if it had the stern on it and it wasn't just open to the ocean in the back. Why did your ship sink? Well, we never finished it.
Ah, yes, that would do it. That would bring about that style of failure in the shipcraft.
It's a good thing that you can build in a wet dock here, because dry docking this size of a ship would be very difficult in Minecraft.
Are you, what? Huh?
Who are you whatting? What are you whatting?
What are you talking about this size of ship?
It's a pretty large boat.
There's only one size of boat in Minecraft.
It doesn't actually function.
Okay. So you're just building a ship.
Yes. The way I laid the stone piers out was always intentioned for this. I need to look up how to build the Redstone Rocket and see how high I can get before I die. It'd be awesome.
What do you mean the Redstone Rocket?
There is a redstone device that just keeps going, pushing itself higher and higher and higher. And if one was inclined, you could technically ride it.
Sometimes it just be like that.
I returned. There's
Did
a
you
polar
hear-
bear after me, and my mom has brought me a blueberry muffin.
Your mom? Oh, IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no mom in Minecraft. I'm
I was
sorry.
like,
No blueberries, also no muffins.
Like, is somebody core aligning right now?
There's probably a mod for that, though.
The core line mob?
And muffins and blueberries.
I recently watched the Everything Wrong With, and I'm not sure why I was so terrified of Coraline when I was a kid, but
Watched what?
Everything Wrong with Coraline by CinemaSins.
I mean, like,
The movie's
when you're not
terrifying.
watching,
Yeah, when you're...
when you're just watching someone talk about it, it's not scary.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure why the
You
various
could just
companies...
watch somebody talk about the ring and it wouldn't be scary.
I'm not sure why they're allowed to continue, because if you don't actually want to see the whole movie, but you want to get the gist of what happened so you can talk with your friends about the general way it worked, you literally can watch the movie for free with funny comments over the top of it.
Well, it's
Cin-
Well, that's
basically
the thing.
a
It's
review.
transformative, so nobody can shut them down. What?
It's just going through the major plot points. It's just like a review. It's not like it's in any way the same experience as watching the movie.
It is for me.
No, you
Mary
understand.
will tell you when I watch a movie, she won't watch movies with me anymore because I do the same thing they do. She got so annoyed with me at one of the movies we were watching the last time she was here. Apparently, I ruined it.
I got kicked out of a room once for watching, while we were watching Ready Player One,
Mm-hmm.
because I pointed out all the references and what it came from.
Even that might have killed you at that point.
I
It got really old.
Don't care.
I haven't seen Ready Player One.
It's
It's kind of on my radar. Not gonna lie, just need to
It's
get around to it.
weird instances where the movie is, in my opinion, a lot better than the book. Because in the book, the main character is a nihilistic crybaby.
Big oof.
He's like, yep, nothing matters. Life doesn't matter. No one matters. And then just kind of, goes through the story. There are a few bits in the book
So
that are a
he's Kirito from the anime.
No, Kirito in the anime pretends to be like that because having any personality, including a bad one, is better than no personality, which is his default personality. That's Kirito.
Actually, I want to know. The world has questions, and I need to answer them.
Ready Player One, I bought it because it was in the $5 bin at Walmart. I figured,
That's a glowing review.
Nerd type movie.
It did pretty good at the box office, but
it did. It wasn't a bad movie. I just wasn't willing to spend the money.
Yeah. Plus, after a while, it gets to the point where, pretty much any movie is going to show up in the bargain bin.
Yeah.
Anyone who wanted it has it, unless it's like an old Disney movie or a cultural icon like Lord of the Rings or something like that. And even then, you can still find them occasionally.
Alright, I'm gonna take damage. How much is this gonna hurt?
A lot.
Oh. Not at all.
I lied.
So apparently, if you take a minecart and there's just a cobblestone block at head height, don't take any damage. It does, however, trigger the breathing animation.
Yes, indeed.
But you're also out of it so fast on powered rails that it's it doesn't matter.
Oh, that was an oopsie. Why did I do that?
Player 1 is... It's interesting. I quite liked it. I liked it. Watching it, especially because there's like 300 plus references to other like games, movies, even a few anime.
I mean, it did pander, but as long as you know that you're gonna go in and find a lot of pandering and you're fine with that, there's no issue.
Well, I mean, it makes sense in the context of the story too, because the game was created by a mega nerd.
Just because they explain it doesn't mean they aren't pandering. Mushroom, cow, this is my house. Get out.
I mean, yes, but it's worse, at least in my opinion, when they throw stuff in there that's grossly out of place with the tone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
This fits the story and the tone really well. And I really liked it. Like, the, one of the big things is they're in a race, and the main character is driving the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I have seen the movie.
Well, yeah, but I haven't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I've seen
I
the
was like,
movie.
I
Yes,
bought
but
it.
somebody
I
has
saw it
not.
once, and I'm good. I paid my $5 to see.
Yeah, it's not really oh, I'm gonna go watch Ready Player One again.
It be no Doctor Strange.
I mean, not even Doctor Strange fits that for me.
Yeah, no, Doctor Strange was a once and done.
I watched it like twice the time.
It's really hard for me to watch a movie a second time.
Well, you're just
Wonder
hard to
Woman
please,
holds
aren't
up
you?
for a second time.
Well, I mean, the problem is, like, I get to when I watch it the second time, I notice
Wonder Woman is a fantastic movie. Get out.
Not the second one.
I did not talking about the second one. I didn't want to see the anti-Trump version. I mean, they literally came out and said that.
Listen, I thought
they didn't
Wonder
even leave
Woman.
it for doubt.
Wonder Woman was perfectly fine. It was not a. I want to watch this a second time.
I think I've seen it 3 times now. Well worth the Blu-ray copy that I bought.
Making fun of me for watching Doctor Strange twice. He's watching.
We're not making fun of it. We're just saying that, like, it's not
the whole deal with Doctor Strange. The whole MacGuffin, stupid time stone thingy. The sentient cape. All of it was annoying.
What?
What do you mean annoying?
I did not enjoy that movie.
Okay, I'm not in that camp. I'm in the good movie, don't really care to see it again camp.
Stop attacking my island, mobs! That's what I get for building a port. They just show up like it's Ghostbusters or something. Except they don't have anybody to call.
Who are you gonna call?
The Ghostbusters are the ones being called. So that joke didn't make any sense.
What?
You be quiet, comrade. Don't ruin our fun.
I think I just narrowly missed a way. Ah! Piece of garbage. I narrowly missed the witch's first jar.
Good job.
I didn't know where it was though, and the second one got me. First shots fired from the ship or from the witch.
Shots fired. A true literary classic.
I am a man of literature after all.
You are going to stop that right now. I don't want to hear another word from you.
Soup.
Soup?
The amount of emotion contained in the word
Comrade.
soup.
Comrade, please stop. This poor man doesn't know what he's done, and you don't need to enlighten him. Forgive him, Comrade. He knows not what he did.
Super Descana. Used to be a good soup.
Almost imply that you were God.
What?
I feel like I did.
Are you guys private PMing right now?
No. No.
What?
He said something. He said something in response to something you did, and then I said, "Don't do that. He doesn't know what he did." Which I followed up with, "Forgive him, comrade. He knows not what he's done."
Oh.
And I thought about it for a second. I went, "That's almost like implying that comrade is God."
I disagree with that statement.
But I mean that
I resemble that remark.
That very specific. Shut up, comrade. That very specific wording was speaking to God, which is what I was referencing, and then I realized that puts him on the wrong end of that statement.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Regret, mostly.
The keel of the hull is about 2 or 3 blocks lower in the water than it should be.
Okay, chat, we're not going to talk about how I just wasted 15 minutes of my time.
The boat is not supposed to
talk
be
about it. Can I talk about
50%
You
below the
weren't
water.
here. You don't know what I did.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he can
Comrade
watch and
wasting
comment
time.
later.
Pleb. Meanwhile, I'm over here wasting time like a shad.
Oh no! Come back, boat. I didn't know.
As soon as I find the right Wojak meme to describe you, your life is finished.
I'm gonna die down here in the water.
These are actually not bad muffins.
Why would
Nice.
Why would you assume them to be bad?
Because Ma's never made muffins before.
As long as she's not using a Pinterest recipe, they should be fine.
Well, I mean, she wasn't using any recipe.
Your mom actually knows how to cook without them.
No,
Like that. Oh,
but she
okay.
cooks without them.
I was gonna say that's pretty cool. Some people really have that skill, and they just learn. They learn that any kind of like, especially bakery items, it's this many parts this many parts that, and so they can take that and scale it. And I'm like, you're doing math that is far above my head and my pay grade.
Ma used to watch this old-timey cooking show with this. He was Cajun. I know that much. And my goodness, did that man have a very specific way of talking?
Oh yeah.
You know that like very specific, thick Cajun.
You get of a voice?
Oh yeah.
But he'd be like, "Well, we're gonna take a little bit of this right here, combine that with this, and 3 parts of this, and then we're gonna take a little dab of that and put it right there now, yeah." And the whole show was like that. And I swear to you, he never used measurements of any kind.
Good chefs don't need to.
Thereby
You're-
implying that anyone who needs to is a bad chef. Congrats.
Okay, expert level, maxed out level chefs. If you max your cooking out to Asuna's levels, then you don't
I'm
need
pretty
measurements.
sure even Gordon Ramsay uses measurements sometimes. Just gonna put that up there.
You imagine if cooking was like SAO though?
Like
It'd
what?
be so much. Cooking was like SAO. Life would be so much easier.
Oh.
But then you'd have to, like...
And
then
now,
you-
as with most
you
things,
use
our
so much.
conversation returns to Sword Art Online. Because
I mean, it's the second best anime I've ever. Well, okay, third best anime I've ever seen.
I was pretty sure we'd shown you Data Live, so you might want to like move it down.
I don't like Data Live better.
You
Right,
have
for me, it's Last Exile,
You haven't finished Data
One
Live.
Punch Man,
You only got
then
to season 2 of
SAO.
Data Live. You need to continue Data Live.
Do I?
Listen,
Yeah.
no, listen.
Why are there so many boats over here?
I don't know. I assumed that you guys were stockpiling them for a reason.
No.
Listen. Let me explain how the progression of Data Live works. You watch the first season, and you're like, this is your bog standard, weird, anime, and it's what it is, and I guess I'm just gonna deal with that for, like, what is it, 12 episodes, I think, first season is?
Wait, which anime are you talking about?
It's
Data Live.
He's explaining the progression of Data Life. The first 12 episodes, you're going to think, that was weird, and not as fun as my friends made it out to be.
Yeah, and then.
Well,
season
if
two
your
comes along.
computer could actually stream it properly.
We were
Every
watching
time-
on the potato. We were watching on the potato.
Every
My
time
computer
we
now
sat
can probably
down
do it.
to anything, it was impossible to watch.
You were watching on the potato, though.
We were watching on the potato. Try it now. Try it.
Listen, for the first 12 episodes, it's, I will admit, nothing special. You're just like, yep, that's your dumb little rom-com thing. Okay, sure. Interesting.
Should,
There's a big
do we
fight.
not have a fence around the librarian so that it can't wander?
No, he'll always go back to his home anyway. Also, I just got an egg
Assuming he
walking.
doesn't die. And then season 2 comes along, and you're like, things are getting pretty intense. I thought this was just like I thought this was just like a weird little throwaway show. And then season 3 happens, and it goes, oh yeah, you thought we were dumb. We were brilliant the whole time, just in ways you didn't recognize yet.
Yeah, and then that season 1 that you thought was bog standard suddenly blows your mind as you rewatch it.
Listen, to explain it better, I watched season 1 and season 2 way before Comrade knew it was a thing. And then I don't remember if I recommended it to you because you were out of things to watch, or if you just found it on your own.
I
But
think
you
I
can't-
found it because season 3 was happening, so people were talking about it again.
Yeah, season 3 came out, and then Comrade comes in and goes, dude, this is amazing. And I'm like, I remember this being just like about par and nothing better than that. And then I watched season 3 and went, there's no way they planned this.
We rewatched
And
the
I go
whole
back.
thing. We rewatched the whole thing frame by frame, and it was so obvious it was planned from the very beginning. It was funny, but it wasn't like... It was funny, but not in the ha-ha kind of way.
Now, when I say anime, I am talking about TV shows because movies is very different.
Well, yeah, because we were including movies, we would have to include Spirited Away in this conversation.
The best anime
have to
type
include
anything, the best anime type of anything I've ever seen is definitely Nausicaa the one.
But you also haven't seen Princess Mononoke or Spirited Away, so...
I believe I have actually.
Both of those?
Yes, it's been a long time.
Insert random
She was
sentence
taking us through a lot of the Studio Ghiblis at one point. I don't think it was intentionally to take us through Studio Ghibli material. She was just bringing a lot of that kind of stuff home from the library.
Oh, that reminds me. I did watch... What is that anime? Came out like last year or the year before. It's like about a girl who got turned into a cat, but it's not The Cat Returns.
There's a second one? I mean, it's
Oh.
Japan, so I'm not surprised.
All right, so the
but...
Cat Returns is actually a sequel. I bet
Oh,
you
is
didn't
it?
know that. Yeah.
No, that I did not know.
So there's this first one called The Whispers of the Heart, which is a love story about a girl and a violinist, who also makes violins. It's actually really good, but then The Cat Returns is just weird, and I can't remember if it's the girl from the first movie or if it's just another random different girl.
The Cat Returns was such a freaky thing. It wasn't bad. It was just weird.
And you know what? The only thing they share in common, despite the fact The Cat Returns is a sequel, and this is why it's a sequel, because in the first one, the cat's a statue that's in like a pawn shop.
Okay.
Where the guy who makes violins, his like grandfather lives. So
Yeah.
but that's why it's called The Cat Returns, because the cat was apparently kind of popular, despite just being a statue in the first movie. Returns, and it's not a statue anymore.
Wait, the thing titled "A Thing Returns," the thing comes back?
Yes, I know.
Moon rising over steaming map.
But anyway, there's another anime movie which has a similar plot, but it's not quite as freaky. Basically, a girl sells her human body to a fat cat spirit, and
Seems like a good idea.
she
That
has
seems like
to.
a
I'm gonna have to look it up now. She decides she doesn't actually want to live as a cat forever.
Little
and-
late.
Little late. Some might have argued that perhaps that thought should have occurred to her before selling her body to a cat demon.
certainly didn't occur to Dororo's father.
Oh, there's an anime.
There's a reference for you.
Is it an obscure reference?
No.
He's not here
Yes
anyway.
and no. People who like anime know about it. People who aren't big anime nerds probably don't get it.
Yeah, I may not be a big anime nerd, but I'm resuming my of One Punch Man.
I like One Punch Man.
Dororo is a story about a
No, if
guy...
they would number the seasons like normal people, I wouldn't have stopped watching it.
Let's let Jump continue on his
Dororo is a
Yeah.
story about a guy who his father made a bunch of deals with demons, essentially. Either really strong yokai or evil aligned kami. I don't remember which it is.
They had a shrine, so
Probably kami. Anyway, powerful evil spirits. He made deals with them, and essentially, Dororo was born without eyes, without arms, without skin. Very unpleasant creature. But he was still alive, technically. And this is the story of him trying to kill enough monster things and the ones that hold the pieces of him to become whole again.
Mm.
And he's got some sick prosthetic arms with swords in them.
it's a fun watch.
If you can get over the fact that like it's not a fun watch, children, do not take this to heart. Don't. Children, please. Anyone under the age of what is it, like
It's a fun
16,
watch
18?
for people who are over 14, with parental permission until you're 18.
Yes, if you are 14 and under, you require if you are 14 and under, do not watch. If you are 14 between the ages of 14 and 18, watch with parental permission. If you are 18 and up, do whatever you want. I'm not your boss.
Okay.
Well, they're not going to listen to me anyways. Oh yeah, some like 22-year-old gonna watch this video and be like, "Well, I was gonna watch this, but then some 20-year-old told me that I probably shouldn't, so I won't."
You won't. You won't.
Like,
You right.
no one listens to me anyway.
Also a valid point.
Yeah. It
The
gets
last
pretty
time I
real
listened to
starting episode like 2, I think. Either 2 or 3. When someone is, well, let's just say it sucks to be them.
You could say their life was a sorrowful tale.
I mean, yes, and then they died. You know the saying, life sucks and then you die. That was them. That was them. Not exactly what I would consider fun. Engaging, definitely. An interesting story, but wouldn't use the word fun.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yep.
I enjoyed that creeper explosion so much.
Kept you on your toes.
Yeah. I feel like there was some humor in there, but I missed it. As the YouTube commenters would say, whoosh.
Would they say that? Would anyone say that?
Yes.
See, now I'm thinking, and I don't know if I could tell you my favorite anime.
I could.
And you failed.
It is Data Live, which is also recommended for people 14 and over, by the way.
Comrade, you don't get to tell me what my favorite thing is.
No. I meant I can tell you what my favorite anime is.
Oh.
My goodness, that wasn't even me attempting to do anything to you.
It was like, I can't tell you what my favorite thing is. I can. I know you better than you. You're like, gosh, comrade.
I wish I had the power to tell you that your favorite thing was Data Live, as everyone's should be.
Everyone older than the age of 14, at least, with parental permission.
Yes.
You're not going to get parental permission. I guarantee you it will be taken away very quickly.
That is what locks on doors are for.
Well,
Not
Do
that
not
I-
listen to Dream Thief. The opinions and actions of one Dream Thief do not necessarily reflect the opinions and or condolences of the rest of the Beta Complex circuit system, including
my
but not limited
goodness.
to Comrade and Chub Chub.
Condolences?
I misspoke.
We're never going to go to sleep, are we?
I was in the bed, and then no one friggin'
I
there's monsters
joined you.
now. It kicked me out. It kicked me out. There's monsters nearby.
Well, Red.
Once again.
All I've got are me and my chickens in this room.
Oil at the front.
Just you and the chickens, huh?
So I didn't hear except me and the chickens.
I shouldn't count the charge.
Reminds me of one of my favorite blonde jokes, but I'm not going to say it. Not because there's anything wrong with blonde jokes. It's just I don't want to offend anybody who might, be getting on being blonde.
Again, die again.
Then again, it's highly
Now-
possible they wouldn't even get the joke.
Big.
My favorite anime.
Well, alright.
And there go all the positive comments and reviews.
What are we? I wasn't listening. What
It was a good thing you weren't. Comraide is trying to be as offensive as possible towards blonde-haired people.
Well, see, there's your
And
first.
succeeding to a degree.
You're assuming that blondes are people.
I mean, we have to make the same assumption for gingers.
Oh no, you don't make that assumption for gingers. You know it's shoot on sight.
Wow.
I
Hey,
thought
you happy to have us on your
Oof. Views and opinions of the visiting.
happy to have us on your server here, man.
Don't represent necessarily the views and opinions
one day I'm going to one day I'm going to do something,
Twitch TV.
and people are going to look into me and my past, and they're going to be like, "Yes, we see that you're running for local office, but what was this about shooting ginger-haired people on sight?" And then I'm going to have to explain what a meme is.
By the time you're old enough to run for office, I think pretty much everyone else is going to be younger than you.
I mean, technically speaking, I am old enough to run for office.
Depends
I
on what the
suppose.
office is. Local
Yeah,
offices?
but like some local election or whatever, I probably could do it. I don't really feel like, being the executive branch over this town.
Over these United States.
No, just this town.
I just lost everything.
Because my
Because
running
of a
platform would be,
stupid
if I am-
zombie.
How do you get off the horse?
if I'm
How-
elected mayor, we will
How do you dismount?
Just lost everything because of a stupid
Okay,
zombie.
guys, seriously, how do you dismount from a horse?
You press control. Whatever.
Shift was right.
It's whatever the sneak button is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you didn't change it from the default because you're a weirdo who prefers your stealth to be shift and your run to be control.
Run is just double tap W.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
it can be, but
So,
Why would you have anything to control?
what?
yeah, you
Why
have to
would
pull your
I-
hand. You have to pull your hand off of the
because control is
arrow keys.
no, I don't.
You know what? No, you know what's more sneaky? Mounting a silent alarm on the underside of my desk and making that the sneak button. That's
did
more
that?
sneaky. But I tell you what's way more convenient. Anything but that.
You know what I really want to do now?
Get a button mounted on the underside of your desk and map something to it.
So you said silent alarm, and I only just now realized you're talking about like banks and stuff.
I mean, plenty of other places can have silent alarms.
I was thinking about a prank where you put an alarm under someone's desk and freak them out when it starts going off. Because I'm a nice person like that.
I'm sorry, I'm still getting over the fact I have lost everything in lava because of a stupid zombie.
How much
Okay,
enchantment did you have?
Proceeded to
I have
explain-
no enchantments. It's just I had 7 iron on me, and everything was going great. I was looking for more iron. A zombie with an axe shows up, and he knocks me into lava that I'd carefully moved around. There's no
Well,
way
then-
out.
I ain't got a kick in the head.
You decided to explain to us why you need to put sneak on control for some reason. And so I just call that preemptive karma.
No, sneak. Sneak goes on control because sneak is controlled in every other game except Minecraft.
If you pull your finger over to control, it pulls you off center from the WASD keys.
No, it doesn't.
Ah, okay. Well, my hand
How-
doesn't spread the
How
same
do
way
you
yours
have
does.
such unflexible fingers?
My hands are,
It's
do
not
not
unflexible
stretch that
fingers. It's the
easily.
fingers don't stretch, comrade. I can't keep my hand in the same position and do that. My fingers are too short.
I have rather stubby fingers. And
Okay.
this is no problem for me.
Ooh.
Comrade- I'm sorry, we stopped asking you your opinion a long while ago.
Because we're nice people like that.
We're good friends.
We're good friends, we swear.
I wonder how many people are going to watch these streams and be like, wow, these guys friggin' hate each other. Why are they playing games together?
It's like a Mark, Bob, and Wade kind of deal.
They're just constantly.
Just constantly ragging on at least one of the group.
Unless,
Oddly
of course,
enough, Bob receives way less of it than the other two.
Maybe he just doesn't receive it as well, and they're like, yeah, let's be nice.
No,
he just doesn't do enough stupid crap to mess with.
that's probably more of what it is.
Well, it's you think about it this way: they talk about something, right, and then they have like a period in which you're waiting for someone to do something stupid or say something stupid in order to, mess with them for that.
Hey, do campfires set wool on fire?
Probably. Bob will get there eventually, but his cooldown for stupid stuff is a lot longer than Mark and Wade. So they'll end up doing or saying something stupid first. And then just the action economy is such that Bob doesn't get turns very often. I can't believe I just used the term action economy to refer to conversations.
You should do it more often. Doesn't make you sound like a nerd at all.
It reminds me of a comedy sketch that I saw one time. It was this guy, he was like, he's looking in the closet and he goes, "Hey man, do you want to play a board game?" He goes, "Don't you have something to do today?" "Yeah, but I mean, we'll just play a quick board game and then I can get on that." It's like, "All right, I'll play with you, but don't do that thing that you always do." He's like, "I'll pick a simple one. It won't be bad." And then it's like 3 hours later. He's staring at the board, right? And he's like, "Just take your turn." And he's like, "No, you don't understand. This game is designed optimally for 4 players. That's what all of my strategy is about. Now that there's only 2 players, the action economy is messed up. It also changes the average distribution of movement through the deck. And there's so many other factors to consider." And the guy just goes, "We are playing Candyland."
So I just realized
See,
that
you
if you
don't
want-
play
if you-
Candyland. Candyland happens.
Plays you. So
Yeah.
if you
Well, the thing that was really funny about that whole skit is that you never saw what board game they picked or which one they're playing. It's just their faces going back and forth. One guy strategizing and the other one just getting sick of this crap. And then it was just, we're playing Candyland.
See, the argument can actually be made that Candyland is technically not even a game, and it's barely an activity.
sounds like a good activity.
Is
So you
this a
can-
good activity?
I have discovered infinite coal. It take you a very long time, but a campfire requires 1 charcoal to make, but it drops 2 charcoal. So you'll
Wait.
be there forever.
What do you?
Hmm?
What do you? What are you on about? Charcoal.
Yeah, charcoal. Do you not know about charcoal?
Can you make charcoal in the base game? I thought it was
Yeah.
education only.
I'm holding charcoal right here, and it says charcoal on it.
And you get that by putting wood in a furnace, right?
A wooden log in a furnace, yes.
Or you can break a campfire, which requires 1 coal to make, and then you get 2 charcoal out of it.
It functions identically to coal, except that it's...
It looks better. The picture of it looks nicer.
I mean, yes. But it functions identically to coal. And as history told, when the old ways go out in a blaze.
Okay. By Morgothal's hammer. The every other 3rd or 4th or 5th word that I've heard makes me glad that I have not heard anything you were saying. Well, I don't understand.
Dangerously close to getting his channel deleted, and me trying desperately to save it.
Why would you try and save it? Why not just make another one?
Make another one
key
just
to
like it.
YouTube is playing whack-a-mole until they find a way to somehow.
I was
But
thinking
they can't
about.
permanently ban you. They can ban each channel, but
I was thinking about making a BitChute account just so that we actually like still have videos, even if.
are you
Netflix
expecting to
even-
get demonetized?
Hmm?
Or not
Monetized.
demonetized? Are you not demonetized? You're not a part of the partner program? Are you expecting to get
YouTube
yeeted?
just sometimes takes down smaller channels for no reason.
I mean, with some of the stuff that's gone on in these videos, I think there'd be reason.
Okay, but hear me out on that.
Oh yes, yes,
No,
Mister.
if-
Yes, Mister. When open to ask questions about myth regarding Australia, immediately, without blinking an eye, is it true that dingoes eat a bunch of babies every year?
That was comedy gold, but also
It was
Some of
also worth
with-
getting you banned.
with some of the stuff that Markiplier and Jacksepticeye put on this website, I'd
Nux
better not get
Taco.
banned for that. Or Nux Taco. Yeah. Like
Or
I
anyone
like
with the last name of Paul.
with the last name of Paul. Right? Like, come on. Asking a question about dingoes eating babies is so benign compared to things other people have put on this platform and haven't been banned.
The entire channel of Unis Honest.
The entire-
I mean, it's wildly inconsistent too, though. Like, if the community complains enough about a channel that's killing cats on stream, then YouTube will take them down. But otherwise, they won't.
Oh, did you see? Did you see that there was this one kid on Twitch who almost stuck his cat in the microwave just because he wanted views. He was like, I could stick the cat in here. What do you guys think?
He did?
No, he almost stuck the cat in the microwave. The chat managed to talk him out of it.
People like that don't deserve to have pets or children ever.
Well, this was a kid.
I don't care. Put him in juvie now.
One of the early warning signs for the making of a serial killer.
Yep.
Killing and taking apart animals.
It is the... Well, no, because like in certain contexts, that's...
Not for food, but just in the backyard by themselves.
The torturing of small animals, yes.
Alright.
It's different than dropping a deer and taking it home and feeding yourself and your family.
I understand that. The phrasing was off.
Right. I'm saying I understand the difference. I myself have shot a deer through the heart, gutted it in the field, and then after hanging it for a day.
That graphic description was exactly what we needed, thanks. This will help.
Anyway,
if you can hit it in the heart, it's probably one of the most humane ways because it's not gonna run any length of distance. You hit that deer in the heart, it's done in 5 or 6 seconds.
It's like what they do with fish.
It's also very hard to hit it in the heart, and I did it from 2 football fields away because I couldn't hit anything. There was a whole herd of deer. I couldn't hit any of them in the 2 football fields between me and the far deer. I just took what turned out to be a lucky shot and happened to actually kill the furthest one away in the most spectacular way. Lucy, do you need to go out?
I've had this crossbow for going on like 5 years now, and
Crossbow hunting is very different. I was shooting a rifle.
Yeah, I understand that,
Do you
but
know
like
that in
I
Ohio,
really want...
you have to be disabled in order to shoot a crossbow?
That
for
was
hunting
true for
purposes?
West Virginia too, but they changed that a couple years ago now. And
Because it's
what now?
stupid. In Ohio, you have to be disabled in order to go crossbow hunting.
it's considered cheating.
What?
It's too easy.
A crossbow is considered too... They let you have guns!
Yeah.
Yes, but when you look at the season, okay, but here's the thing. Bow season generally opens in September, October, and runs for a couple months. Rifle season, in a lot of places now, you have 2 or 3 weekends a year that you're allowed to rifle hunt.
Well, then...
In Tennessee, it's basically half the year you're allowed to go bow hunting. And get a deer every day with it.
The crossbow is considered too much like a rifle. Even though the distance isn't as far, it's a lot easier to shoot and kill a deer with a crossbow than it is. Come on, quit playing outside. It's cold. It's a lot easier to shoot and kill a deer with a crossbow. And they're more accurate and do have slightly more range for people that aren't skilled with archery.
I mean, I can see that. Just like shorten the length of time that you're allowed to be out there.
No, don't shorten it anymore, please.
No, I mean, like...
With crossbows?
Yeah, like, you said that, like, bow season is longer than rifle season. So then just say that, like, okay, if you have a crossbow, and you're using a crossbow, you're only allowed, this segment of bow season. Don't make it to where I have
bow season tends to have... Bow season is longer than rifle season, and includes rifle season.
It's supposed to be something to do with conservation. You're supposed to be conserving stuff.
I understand that, but like...
Speaking of which, I
don't understand why the solution to that was only disabled people can use crossbows.
Oh, no, that's dumb.
No, I'm not agreeing with that. I was more explaining why they think it's a good idea than anything else.
Yeah, but there's got to be a better way of doing that.
Well, and what's funny is they really complain.
Being efficient? Government being inefficient? That's a first.
There are a lot of people that complain about hunters not being conservative enough or whatever. I don't know.
Nobody conserves more than hunters.
Hunters care the most about being conservative.
And conserving wildlife, because that's what they're eating.
Well, I mean, most of the hunters I know don't exclusively get their food from hunting and gathering stuff. They
Yeah, but
have
they
jobs.
still want... They don't want the deer in the area to be depleted or something.
Yeah.
Well,
They
what they
tend
really
to take much better
what they
care
really
of stuff.
need is a good informer of deer. Where's Timothy Dexter when you need him?
There
No.
are no deer in Vermont.
Malden, Massachusetts. They made him the official informer of deer, and over statistics of does and bucks alike he reigned with an iron fist,
Cool.
coming to the conclusion that many had already known there weren't any deer in Malden, Massachusetts.
Are there any spare leads around? Oh, here's one. Okay. I'm stealing.
I absolutely loved that entire video.
But every video from Salmonella is a perfect gem.
I don't know about
Make
that.
some more, sir. Like you even watch the start show. What if it just came out like Salmonella has been like our first subscriber, like forever?
There's no way.
No, that doesn't. That's not true. Because I'm pretty sure I was the first subscriber.
Oh, video, Sam. My gosh, I understand burnout, but you've taken a break of like what, 3 years now?
It's only been a year since his last video.
Why does that feel so long?
Cause pandemic.
Oh no, you can't say that word. We're gonna get deleted.
Oh yeah, we're not
was
we're not
referring
doctors.
to the board
we're not
game.
allowed to talk about
Was
it.
referring.
Yes.
The board game. No real viruses were mentioned.
Is it viruses or viri? I would love it to be viri.
Viri is the singular.
Boy, somebody's been out this way. That sheep didn't have any wool on it.
So viri is the singular. And that's why we never talk about it in that term.
Because
Well, you'd
you
have
never
to have a single cell of it.
It's not even really a cell. It's like
Has somebody already explored this desert abandoned village?
probably. Listen. The virus is it's a lot like the mushroom in the sense that it's just kind of there and no one really knows what to make of it.
You mean the virus?
The virus.
If that makes you feel better. But like the thing is they're not alive exactly as far as we can tell. Cuz they don't move,
No, they do move. It's going to depend a lot on exactly who you ask.
They don't move of their own volition.
No, they do. The debate. Well, okay, it also depends on what kind of virus you're talking about.
I was about to say you're gonna have to back that up with something because I'm fairly certain in my class they talked about the fact that many, or at least most viri don't move.
Yeah,
they
the
just
ones,
get carried
the
by
ones
things.
that look like little robots.
Hey, I found an inhabited village over here. Who said we didn't have a village nearby?
Nearby to you.
No, this is nearby the main base.
I believe
Well,
it was
maybe
in the opposite direction of where Jub Jub looked.
Probably. I hate that. I'm glad it's not Comrade this time, but I hate that.
I'm pretty sure I know what one he's talking about, and I was out there before.
Oh, shut up.
Village coordinates have been recorded.
I was getting
Oh yeah,
lost.
I
was-
committed
I
the
was getting lost when that happened.
I committed the theft. In fact, actually, I'm a horse thief in genuine.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Guess who almost mined up diamonds? Oh, that would have been bad.
I stole the brown and white spotted horse.
Quick, quick! Where's...
I thought I saw a
I need
jungle
an
tree in
iron
the
pickaxe.
distance for
I
a
need an
second.
iron pickaxe, please. Thank you.
You're not getting anything from me.
I wasn't asking you for the iron pickaxe.
Good, because you're not getting it.
No, you dumb chicken!
I will
that
name
wasn't actually
thee.
directed at you guys.
What shall I
good.
name thee, horse? I shall name thee Lightning. Thy name is Lightning. Whatever name your original master gave you is not not valid anymore. I have stolen thee, and thou art mine.
What are you stealing?
I stole a horse out of the sheep pen.
Huh. Wait,
The-
what?
The one named Skelly Boy?
No, I didn't touch those.
Out of the village. Presumably.
Boy, there's another gate in this. No, I stole it from us.
Oh. Well, then you didn't steal it.
I found another inhabited village.
We're communists here. You can't steal from communists. They don't have anything to take.
That's what you think.
The only thing you can steal from communists is their tree bark.
Did you say dignity?
what?
Tree bark. It's the only thing they've got left.
Listen. The Russians didn't even have that.
Do the
You know how
Russians
hard it
have
is to find a tree bark in Russia?
Alright, this village is also inhabited.
I saw a picture the other day. It said it was like 3 things that every child needs to hear growing up. The first one is I love you. The second one is I'm proud of you. And the third
That's-
one is communism has failed every time it was tried.
I disagree with the proud thing. I think that it would be better if we changed the language to I am very happy with you and you did a good job.
That's very wordy.
All right, your semantic
Yes,
argument
but you're not inserting pride into it.
But you understand that the word has changed meanings, right?
Well, the word has multiple meanings. And so there's sinful pride and also good pride?
I love the question mark you had on the end of that.
Well, like, that's the thing with semantic drift, is that, like, what happens when the word that meant one thing is now just understood to mean something else?
Except we'll still understand it to mean the bad thing.
I see an
Well,
outpost.
that's the problem, because, like, we're halfway between the things.
We're halfway there.
Well, like, we're halfway between a change in the language. But the problem with English is that we're always halfway between a change in the language.
But that's true of any living language.
Yeah, the problem is, since we have words from every language, we're going through all of them, including our own.
All right, let's make camp here for the night.
You know what movie that needs to be made?
No.
Movie about the Siege of Vienna. What needs to happen?
Does it?
Yes? I just said that it did.
I know you said that.
And I
I'm not
meant
sure.
it.
I'm not sure you should have, though.
Why?
Because I don't actually know what you're talking about, and as a history major, I'm
Oh,
embarrassed
I
by
just
that.
realized that the anime movie that I was talking about is only available on Netflix, and therefore I no longer recommend it. Because I don't recommend getting Netflix.
Oh, that's brilliant consistency right there, my friend. Good on you. Good on you.
I mean, I can't get Netflix
Oh, well,
shows
okay.
either.
I might recommend pirating on the high seas. Or,
I mean, that's
sailing on the high seas. What?
You don't think that you can recommend that?
I recommend it in code. And since much like Nextaku, I never plan on taking a Crunchyroll offer, even if they ask me, very politely. I will not be inconsistent here. That's,
I mean, yeah,
listen. That's the one thing I truly respect about Nextaku is he has never taken a Crunchyroll what is it called? Sponsorship. He's never taken a Crunchyroll sponsorship, even back when they weren't quite as bad as they are now.
It's because he saw the writing on the wall.
All right, gentlemen, I have set up
And
my
now
tent.
he doesn't have to regret life choices.
The horse is tied up. The campfire's lit.
I mean,
bed is
he
set
still
up
has
if
to
you
regret
guys
life
need to
choices,
sleep.
but they're entirely different choices.
You make the mistake of assuming that man has the capacity to regret his decisions.
That's fair. It's fair.
Almost
Also, if you're under 18, don't go looking
That
at his
man's
channel.
last words are very likely to be worth it swag.
So I just realized when I was looking at the set of coordinates page or paper for this map, not only did I name the map in the save file Steam map, but the paper is written without the R also, and also says Steam map.
Steamer map.
Get the gamer.
Yes, we are the STEM map.
Yes, I like to do what the kids do.
I am indeed a Twitch steamer.
I am a Twitch steamer myself.
I love
I'm
this
something
campsite.
of a Twitch steamer myself. Now that I'm actually like branching off the main just the main shaft of this mine, I'm actually just pulling out stuff. Like I've been mining for the last 40 minutes. You want to know how much iron I've pulled?
Sure.
3.
Oops.
Let me think.
I walked
30
over top of the campfire and lit myself on fire.
35 plus 3.
Yeah, I brought like 44 wool. I have a full-on tent with
I have pulled 50 iron in the last
with
40 minutes.
tent poles holding it up and
You know,
everything. Campfire.
After I screamed about dying in lava, I've pulled 40 iron. Or not 40, 50 iron.
That's good.
Yep.
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
My Y coordinate is actually genuinely 69 right now.
Nice.
Mine is whenever I jump.
The horse seems unhappy to be tied up, but I don't really
If
care.
I head up this ladder, I'm pretty sure I hit 69 before I get to the surface.
Boy, you started at a higher point on land. Yes,
there we
okay,
go.
Lucy. Okay, come here.
If I get this just straight. Alright. 69, nice.
So I can get in bed anytime, like I said, though. I brought one with me.
Well, is it even night?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
I need to put a clock down in this mine.
I'm,
But that requires gold, and this mesa is not being the best mesa it can be.
me and Lightning are currently working our way across the overworld with no real intent of where we're going to end up.
Well, that was
Just-
a mouse bug. That was a weird mouse bug.
Just kind of riding off into the sunset.
Oh, Dream Thief. I found the article. Would you like to hear a brief bit about the Siege of Vienna?
Sure.
All right, Siege of Vienna, 1683. A small defending force was holding the city of Vienna against 140,000 Ottoman Empire soldiers. They were slowly but surely tearing the defenses apart and even were digging tunnels underneath the walls, laying explosive charges in an attempt to destroy them.
Wow.
No one was certain whether or not a group of Christian warriors and defenders known as the Holy League were going to be able to get there in time to save them. They held the city for 60 days, and then the Holy League, under the command of Polish King John III Zabiskie, made it. They managed to arrive just in time to save Vienna, along with the fearsome warriors known as the Winged Hussars.
So one of the very few times in history Poland was an independent kingdom.
I believe so. I only know about it because I really like the Winged Hussars. They're fun.
Yeah. I apologize to anyone watching the stream that we're not doing anything, but my
I've been doing a lot.
puppy needs to be in my lap right now, and I can't do both. So,
Listen, if they
Um,
came here for MLG plays or next level strats, they're in the wrong place and they should probably move along now.
yeah.
They came here for some mediocre commentary on subpar gameplay, and that's what they're getting, by Jove.
No one at Beta Complex actually believes in Jupiter. Let it be known.
Actually
Wait, what?
uses what?
I said no one here at Beta Complex Server Systems actually believes in Jupiter. Let it be known.
Believes in Jupiter?
The Greek god Jupiter. That's where by Jove comes from.
Oh.
Really? I always thought that
Yeah.
it was I thought it was a twisting of Jehovah.
No, I'm pretty sure it was from Jupiter.
Jehovah. Jehovah.
Oh, don't start. Comrade, don't you do it.
Such a terrible song.
Comrade, don't you do it.
Don't do what?
Good, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, chat. He doesn't know.
Doesn't know what?
Good.
I can't possibly imagine what you're talking about.
Yes, you can. Thank goodness you're not on your A game today, or you would know.
His A game.
Yeah.
Acting like I'm just not deliberately not doing it. Because I don't want to do it either. Oh. Sometimes even my processors can't torture people to that extent.
I mean, you have what, a quad core processor in that rig?
In his brain? I don't think so.
No, I meant in his computer.
It's an 8. Who in the world can... What modern computer is going to run a quad core?
Hello.
A lot of computers run quad core.
Doesn't that mean
People, they don't run dual core. Dual core is pretty much obsolete, which is why my laptop struggles so badly. An 8-core processor is pretty expensive still, depending on what generation it is.
I think it's 8-core.
Don't worry.
Fortunately,
Elon
I
Musk
have
will
the
get
specs like
in your
right
head
here.
soon enough.
It'll really depend on if it's 7th or 8th gen Intel, or if it's 9th, 10th, or 11th price-wise.
I am not moving chat because I am currently checking my specs.
You can tell that he is a newer generation of the PC master race because he didn't have all of his computer stats memorized.
Yes, instead I have them like right by my computer.
Still, like,
Still happy with them. Still
don't-
overjoyed with them, just not memorizing them.
you don't understand how many people I've talked to that are like computer nerds that can tell me every single thing about their computer.
Oh, I can
Just
do that.
All right.
Like the
So I'm
M.2
about
is
to
a
prove
Samsung Evo
I had absolutely no idea what I was
860.
talking about because I have a Core i3 processor.
Okay, no, i3 isn't the generation though, that's the level.
Right.
So it would have a number after i3. It would be like i3 3600, or well, I'm mixing AMD in there.
it would have something.
It
'Cause
is
you
a
can have an
7th
8th
generation Intel i3.
I'd still be surprised if it had 8 cores, especially 7th generation. But I mean,
Well, like I said, I was just about to prove I had no idea what I was talking about because that probably means it's a 4-core. So I'm slightly pleased that you also don't know off the top of your head how many cores the 7th generation i3 has.
I didn't come in during 7th
Know
gen, and
everything about your computer. That doesn't make any sense.
No,
I said currently
no.
Intel
I am
Intel is
pleased
currently
that
on its 11th generation.
I said I am pleased that he does not know off the top of his head.
There's more than
How
one
many-
i3. There's more than one i3 7th gen.
It's an Intel Core i3. It's a 7th gen Intel Core i3. That's all the specs I have on it. It's all the info I can give you. And
Well,
apparently that means it's way worse than like an i5, because that's what a quick Google search told me. So I'm going to guess that means it has.
well,
more
yeah,
cores.
because the i3 has less gigahertz than the i5. The i5 has a lower gigahertz than the i7, and the i9, of course, has an even higher gigahertz than the other three. And then you have the version with a K on the end of it, which is overclockable, but requires a special overclocking motherboard to do that. And then which is a more expensive one, of course. And then you have the cheaper Intel motherboards that do not allow overclocking, and that's when you buy the non-K version of the CPU. AMD, however, realized how stupid it was to artificially restrict a chip's overclocking, and so every single AMD chip can be overclocked. And mine is actually my base gigahertz is 3.8, and it consistently clocks all core to 4.1 without me having to tweak almost anything.
Hi, not computer guy here. Do you want to explain in a way that I can understand what overclocking is?
You make it go faster than it's supposed. So, like I was saying, the i3 has faster gigahertz, enabling it just to work better and faster.
So we are an hour away from the stream end. And
yes.
I have not taken a break to take my dog out.
Okay.
So
You
she
should
is probably desiring the chance to go out.
So if you overclocked an i3, you could get it a lot closer to a non-overclocked i5, and so on and so forth.
It lets you briefly push the boundaries of your hardware.
For Intel, it is very brief. Intel, you can have a slightly higher base clock. Intel has a turbo boost, which gives it a lot of power, but it heats the chip up so fast that even with liquid cooling, it only lasts shortly. Whereas AMD's overclock overall, on average, is a little lower, but it holds that overclock for hours and hours. My chip runs overclock 100% of the time without any issues because it's AMD.
Is
The
that
only-
not bad for the chip?
No. Not really. I mean, I suppose if you run the computer without a new chip for 10 years, you'll notice a little bit more wear and tear than you would have otherwise, but
I don't notice things.
I'm going to see how many cores it has simply by searching it, because whether it's overclocked or not, it'll probably be the same.
How do you make a grindstone?
Ooh,
Stone
Yeah.
slab.
Lucy, down, 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 down. Wow, I just got a trident and almost died. I need to actually reset my spawn point. I'm not trying to sleep. I just wanted to set the spawn point. We're good. And the trident has like 1 hit point. A drowned with a trident just showed up in front of my house at level 69. Okay, Lucy, come here. I'm sorry. I didn't have my spawn set. I'm sorry.
he just pops up. Oh no.
Pretty much.
Well, hello there. General Kenobi.
Jen.
Hello, my mushrooms.
So my computer's been on screensaver for a while and then just turned off. And I was like, I want to change my music that I'm listening to. So I unscreensaver the screen, turn it back on, and I'm greeted with the FitnessGram Pacer test.
All right. So of the
Sorry about
four different i3 7th gen chips here, all of them are showing as having 2 cores. But it is a faster chip. In fact, actually, its top end is close to the bottom end of my CPU. Still a little bit lower, but... And dual-core desktop processors are still viable where a dual-core laptop processor really isn't. And that's why my dual-core is having so much trouble, because it's in my laptop. Laptop cores are different. And are... well, they're not...
like game laptops.
They're not happy cores when in the end. It's one of the reasons why the Xbox and PlayStation hardware is so anticipated, because it's supposed to have desktop processors in it, not laptop processors. Or mobile processors, I guess would be the correct term.
Yeah, but that makes it sound like you're talking about a phone.
Still technically a mobile device.
I mean, yes, but like... Ugh, another village. Just give me a jungle. Please.
Give me jungle. Welcome to the jungle.
Man, I have been searching for this bamboo since we got on.
It's because you're obsessed.
I geared up and yeah, but like
Yes, but when you
Listen.
say geared up, how many days journey were you intending?
how many days journey was I intending?
Yeah.
I have it set up to where I could be out here until this server shuts down and I'd be fine.
Okay, because that's what I brought. I brought a full kit to just because I might never come back.
Man, the short cave is looking fine.
This might be one of those Western movies
All
where
right,
I just ride off.
I have got to go take my dog out. If you guys are interesting, I'll leave it in.
Cause I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride.
And I'm pretty sure that that's
I'm wanted,
a pretty clear
dead
sign this isn't
or
going to save.
alive.
Go
Oh,
do
it can't possibly be
anything
copyrighted.
interesting about you.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Lucy, you're such a good girl.
The
Yes, you are.
multi-stage aerobic event.
She is laid out on her back in the crook of my leg that is up on my knee,
Oh, that's adorable.
just begging for me to rub her stomach.
Our puppy is very. She likes being pet, but only on her timetable.
Was she a cat?
No, she's very skittish. She doesn't like loud noises or fast movement or anything like that.
You good girl. Yeah, my sister got a dog a few months ago, and apparently he cannot stand lights, any kind of overhead lighting. He just sits there and whines and cries about it. And
That's
at it.
weird.
Yeah, I don't want to sound mean, but I think at a certain point, don't put a spotlight on them. But at a certain point, you just got to leave the lights on and let them figure it out. Go about your normal lighting. Don't do anything mean to it, but you gotta acclimate them to. Because apparently,
like, something's going to come up, and you're going to have to attend to it.
well,
and you might have to leave your dog with someone else.
Yeah. My understanding is that they are still dimming the lights in any room they have a switch in, and apparently they have a number of rooms with dimmer switches. I'm like, if they were actually systematically going about slowly every couple weeks turning it up a little higher and higher, fine, but they're not. My understanding is that they just keep them turned down the same. It's flurrying outside. Come on, little one. What are you doing out here? The painting went well last weekend.
It did.
That's why we didn't have our stream. Parents are pretty late getting in, and I wanted to spend time with them, so.
I mean, you don't have to explain yourself to me, man.
I don't feel that I have to explain it, but I just, figured as you're a part of this project. Let my constituents in on the know. I'm glad people are down for getting a realm when the new maps or new updates launch. Because I mentioned it For
I wonder how much we'll actually use it, because
well, I know Home Life will a lot. For all
yeah,
his
but like, that's the reason we have a casual map and this, so that we don't.
well, and I'm
don't
not. The streaming map I don't think will be the realm. I think the casual map will be the one we'd play every day if we were so inclined. Because Home Life and Comrade get on quite frequently. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Pardon?
You said that's something, but I was speaking into your speech because we started at the same time and I didn't hear what you said.
I said that's true. I wasn't saying anything intelligent. It was just.
Okay.
It's just one of those things that you say to let the other person know that you're not like completely tuning them out.
Not completely.
Well, I mean, ask me in like 15 minutes, and I guarantee you I won't be able to tell you anything about this conversation.
Well, speaking of asking in 15 minutes, not remembering stuff, it's a good thing I made a full pot of coffee because I will have drunk almost all 10. Well, this is a 12. No, it's a 10 cup. I'll have drunk almost all 10 cups by the end of tonight. I'll be feeling it around 3 a.m. Ah.
There's nothing quite like the taste of coffee.
I do prefer tea, but it requires a lot more effort right now. Actually, that's technically not even true. Ow! I'm so glad I was wearing house shoes or I would have taken skin off the top of my foot just now.
Ooh. Sounded like it still hurt, though.
Yeah.
Did you know that tea bags was invented by accident?
I did not.
Okay, so basically, I don't remember the guy's name, but that's a very common thing with me in quoting historical fact. I'd be like, okay, I don't know who, but somewhere.
Over the rainbow.
He was a tea salesman, right?
Yeah.
And he sold like this nice, high quality specialty teas and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, let's take this to like the next step in luxury. Instead of just sending them a big old bag of tea, let's section out the proper amount of tea for individual cups, so that you can just take out a package and brew a cup of tea. There's no guesswork.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'll make everything so much easier and more streamlined. And so he put them in these nice silk little bags. But they didn't come with instructions. So the people just kind of dropped the bags into the cup with the hot water. And then he gets all these, letters and whatnot asking for more, and they're like, we would like some more of your tea bags. And he's like, what on earth have they been doing?
Yeah,
One of those moments where somebody didn't read the instructions and it actually turned out for the better, unlike Glue Hair Girl, which I have empathy for the stupidity that was, because people sometimes you just do something stupid and you look up a few minutes later and you're like, wow, boy, if my mother knew, she would disown me. That was so stupid.
Yeah, everyone has those moments where we do something and the second that we're done doing it, we realize, oh no, I am the idiot here.
So I have empathy for her in
sandwich.
that sense. However, I do not support her suing the company. That to me is just stupid.
Well, especially after she already got the freaking GoFundMe money.
No, she didn't actually. She can't pull it out for some reason. I didn't look into why.
Ha, karma. Because I remember seeing it was like, oh, you know, the doctor that was gonna do it was gonna pay for a certain amount of it, and then
My
she
understanding
got like,
was he did it for free.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure the surgeon who finally got it all out that he did it for free.
What
I
did
don't know
he
about
have to
that. I
get out?
remember the Gorilla Glue hair lady.
What did she do to her
I'm
hair?
99. She used industrial spray-on glue to try and as a hair product for doing something to her hair. And
Yeah, normal hairspray didn't cut it, so she
well, it
grabbed
wasn't
the
it
thing.
didn't cut it, she ran out.
Really?
Yeah. That was her solution to having run out of her product.
Gorilla Glue.
Yep.
All right then.
And why did a surgeon have to get involved?
Because it wouldn't
Because
come out. You can't get it
Gorilla
out.
Glue.
It
not just
wouldn't
gonna
grow
wash
out?
out.
Like, it didn't grow out enough to, like, cut it? Or...
It
You don't
could-
understand.
Okay, the hair could not move at all.
Listen, it
Yeah.
wasn't just that she had like sprayed it on her hairstyle to keep it there. She had sprayed so much of it in such a way that it was literally glued onto her scalp. Like it looked like a football helmet. It was so smooth.
There was no taking a razor and shaving it off or anything. She did actually cut it was very long and she did finally cut it short. I'll be honest, when I saw it, I was kind of surprised that she hadn't hadn't essentially scalped herself just by accidentally brushing the hair along the way at some point. It was that bad. It looked like she was just going to rip it off at any moment with accidentally bending the wrong way and take it and the skin off.
It was really, really
yeah.
dumb.
A lot of people were just mocking her, and I was like, I mean, it was dumb, but the only issue I had with her response was the idea that she was going to file a lawsuit. Hair may not be specifically listed, but it does include eye, skin, and
you did
flesh,
put it on your
essentially.
scalp.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she massaged it into every bit of her hair and scalp.
It was bad.
So there are several, of course, lawyers that aren't a part of a case are only ever they only ever go so far as a reference, but there have been some lawyers that have said she would not win.
Good.
Well, that's the thing. You remember the lady who sued McDonald's for the hot?
Okay, that's
hot
a
coffee?
bit different.
Well, yeah, I was going to explain it. So after her lawsuit, McDonald's had this big smear campaign where they were basically telling everyone that 90% of the lawsuits that happen in the U.S. are frivolous lawsuits. But that's not true. Most of the lawsuits that go through in the U.S. are not frivolous. But they were never taken to court over their statement. And
Who's going to take them to court with that kind of generalization?
well, that's the thing, is like it wasn't even worth taking them to court. But a lot of people believed it, mostly because they didn't even know who it was coming from. And So a lot of people now believe that most lawsuits are frivolous, and this has had the undesired reaction of making more frivolous lawsuits, rather than, you know, preventing frivolous lawsuits. Because now people think, oh, well, if most lawsuits are frivolous, then I could sue over anything.
So I was gonna go raid.
You can technically. You will not win, probably.
I was gonna raid an outpost.
And
there are already 9 illagers visible. I think I'm not going to try.
And but the woman who sued McDonald's over the hot coffee, that was totally legit. Because basically McDonald's was super heating their water at that time. And it wasn't for espresso, this was just their percolated coffee was superheated. For no reason. Well over the safe temp. Why? Just because they knew people liked hot coffee, and so they decided to make sure the coffee was hot. Which, the coffee was hot. It was so hot, in fact, that it made a woman's legs fuse together. So...
And other accoutrements, from my understanding, as well.
Yeah, it was not a pleasant experience.
No.
Yeah, if it had been like, oh, it was just at the boiling point, she probably wouldn't have won the lawsuit, because it did say caution hot. Caution hot, however, does not normally mean, hey,
caution on fire.
What?
Caution superheated.
Yeah, it does not normally mean caution will fuse your skin to itself. Like, that's not even... That's, like, right between second and third degree, if I remember.
Yeah.
It's not fourth degree burns, which...
The skin wasn't completely gone.
Well, generally speaking, fourth degree is not, like, a thing.
Not fourth degree is a thing. It's just... Listen, you don't want to see fourth degree burns. Third degrees
Fourth degree burn. You have successfully put the entire gallon of gas into the already lit campfire. However, you have failed to escape the blast radius.
First degree is it doesn't penetrate the skin.
Yeah, skin.
Second degree is that it penetrates the skin. Third degree is that it penetrates muscle.
And fourth degree is that it has burned your bones. Trust me, you don't want to see fourth degree burns. You have essentially lost your arm.
Generally, we call that post-mortem injury.
Yes, if you're lucky, it was on an extremity. But you have lost the extremity.
If it was on your torso, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead, you're dead, you're dead.
You could survive it on your arm, but that's about it.
It would be hard, too, because, like...
Well, you'd want to die.
Lord, why did you save me? Why am I not dead?
You didn't save my life, you ruined my death, is what you did.
Except, well, third degree apparently doesn't hurt that much, except around...
No, I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
because there's nothing left of the nerve endings.
Yeah. And this is somebody who has never had anything more serious than... I've had a second degree burn once. And even then... I don't have any scar tissue from it. So it wasn't even like a super serious second degree burn. I got really hot oil all over my hand. I was fine.
I dropped a fish into a vat of boiling oil once. Didn't end well.
I was seasoning my cast iron wok, and I was moving the paper towel a bit too vigorously with a bit too much oil in the pan. It was,
Hey, hey, hey.
Was
I
not
touched a hot
good
run
evening.
of the.
I did. Here's a trick though. If you do get anything more serious than well, actually, all right. If you get anything more serious than a first-degree burn, you want to run cold water on it for 15 minutes. Just cold tap water. This will work for first-degree burns as well. If you're really lucky, it will actually decrease the status of the burn. So what would have been a second-degree burn will then only be a first-degree burn.
You can do even better than that if you're willing to stay awake all night. I was talking with someone who said they were on a trip, and it was like a bunch of moms chaperoning a school trip or something, but one of them got very serious second degree bordering on third degree burns. It was very bad. It was the middle of the night, and for some reason they didn't want to go to the hospital, and they put the arm, because a good section of the arm had been burnt, and they put it in ice water and kept putting ice on it all night.
Yeah,
And
there's problems with
actually
that,
escaped having pretty much any damage.
There are problems with that, most notably of which you can then switch the damage from burning to frostbite. Which is why I only suggested 15 minutes, because I don't want to be liable for anyone getting frostbite.
We are not doctors. Do not do anything we said without your own research.
Ask your doctor
the
before
15
trying
minutes of,
any advice we give you.
The 15 minutes of cold water running under is pretty standard burn procedure for any burn.
Do not inject yourself with bleach. It will not work. Also, do not attempt to get away with murder via fish tank cleaner. That also won't work for you.
With a first degree burn, you can sometimes, with that cold water method, also remove any burn injury.
Yeah, it turned out the fish tank cleaner thing was all not just stupidity, but I also attempted murder.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Early coof treatments that people tried.
Cough?
Coof. It's what the quartering uses to stand in for the name of the current disease to avoid getting in trouble with caring.
I have never understood YouTube's desire to keep people from talking about it. Hear that, YouTube? Your rules are dim. You should feel
it's
them.
Because they love China and they want to be just like them.
Which is weird, because most of their viewers are from India.
Listen, nobody said that anyone had to be intelligent.
This is true. Very true. Man speaks with wisdom.
Ah, dang it.
That's what he was trying to avoid.
See, but now that you think that I have wisdom, you're gonna, expect me to use that.
Did I say you had wisdom?
You did. You said he speaks.
I have. Okay, that doesn't mean he is wise. It means he used wisdom once upon a time.
I mean, as long as you're not going to, give me any kind of responsibilities in the form of expectations, I'm good with it.
I'm like Saruman over here. You were wise once, Gandalf. Be wise again. Join me.
No. I'm good.
Only one can wield the ring, so do not lie to me by saying we. Book quotes, not movie quotes. Book's better.
I mean, probably, but like, I
Yeah.
haven't read it in a long time.
That's what Audible is for.
I'm not paying Audible money.
$15 a month for
I'm
any
not
audiobook
up-talking-
in the library.
I'm not up talking Audible till I see cash cross these fingers.
So you what?
Hey, here's the thing. A lot of these audiobooks are $60+ if you buy the discs or whatever.
Okay,
Audible,
but hear me out.
15
Hear me
bucks, and it's yours forever.
Hear me out.
No.
Almost any book that I want, I can get an audiobook of for free from the library.
Yes, yes. Not all of us have that option, my friend.
Yeah,
Just get a library card and use the Libby app.
My
You know, there-
library
for
is
some
unfortunately
reason-
rather lacking, and that depresses me. Because
We have a
there's also a librarian there at my local library who obviously really loves libraries and books, but he is not working in a great library.
I just realized the sun's
They
been up for a
didn't even
while.
have any Diana Wayne Jones books. I had to order to get any Diana Wayne Jones books. I had to order from another library.
Okay, but hear me out. I don't even know what that is.
I know you don't, but you should definitely read pretty much any book from Diana Wayne Jones. They're all great.
Listen, I'm just trying to make my way through the Witcher series right now. I don't need this.
He's making his way downtown.
Walking fast.
Also, Witcher series. Just don't.
Faces
don't.
past and a homebound.
Do you mean
Unless you're over the age of 18, don't. Just
Is
don't.
it essentially just 50 Shades of Grey in a fantasy
No.
book?
No.
no?
Why would I, one, be reading that, and two, be telling you about it?
Unknown.
No, it's very dark fantasy.
All right, Lightning. Up, up, and away.
Monsters are not only a very real and very present threat, they will kill you.
That's a good thing.
And it's not like it is in, Lord of the Rings, where any person can just pick up a weapon and stab an orc and kill it. Well, there were plenty of ordinary humans that killed Uruk-hai at Helm's Deep.
Yeah. They were called archers.
Uh-huh. I tell you what would happen if you tried that with any monster from the Witcher series. That arrow would bounce off the back of its head. It would be on you in a blink of an eye, and they would find your remains, maybe. These monsters do not play. Magic is real, but it's strange and really hard to use and somewhat unpredictable.
I'm just dragging a horse across the ocean.
I love the setting of The Witcher, but it makes me angry too. Because it has killed any and all motivation I had to write my own D&D campaign.
Why?
Because I had this great... I thought it was great. I had this really interesting premise for the world and everything, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like that, it's gonna work like this, and it's so cool. And then, I found out about the Witcher series, and I was like, I'll play with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Why not? I mean, it was voted Game of the Year. It's got to be at least decent, right? And now the more I learn about the Witcher series, the more I come to realize that somehow what I was trying to do with my D&D world has already been done, but like a billion times better in the Witcher series.
Ain't that a kick in the ass?
Yes, it's stuck. Yes.
The more I
You
read
act
a little
like
bit,
I
and I'm
didn't grow up with that song. I'm not
But the
quoting you.
use
I'm
of
quoting
it, the
Frank
use of it in
Sinatra.
the group, has finally stuck.
I forgot who used it first.
it's the only one's been him.
Anyway, I was familiar with the song and liked Frank Sinatra long before you put that into this group.
Did
I
you all
was
need the
familiar
coordinates of a tropical reef?
Frank Sinatra long before you put that in.
Does anybody? Does
Uh,
anybody want the coordinates of a tropical reef?
No, I've
um,
passed 8 of them.
Once I get an aquarium, I will. But if there's like 8 of them on the map, then any one.
You
of them-
don't understand. I'm at X coordinate 14K.
Yeah, this one's way closer than that.
It's probably one of the ones I passed.
I don't know. I'm going. I mean, I guess I'm going positive to a degree. All right. All right, Lightning. We've crossed the ocean. It's time for you to do your job.
I have 6 chickens in here. I just have 6. I just have 6 mine chickens.
The basic idea that I had for my D&D world was, okay, so like I want to go along with the original idea for that Gary Gygax had with Greyhawk,
Mhm.
which was basically it's like, oh, all the Dungeons and Dragons stuff takes place in one collective world, so you can run into things that other people have done and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, how's that going to work? And I got this idea of some like cataclysmic interdimensional event that caused a whole bunch of worlds to occupy the same space at the same time for a period. And so bits and fragments of that stayed behind, which is why you have so many different races, so many different sources of magic, all these different peoples with their different histories and stuff like that. But that's happened so far in the past that it's kind of faded into one big collective history. They just know that something weird happened at about this point. And I thought that was really cool and really interesting. And so I started building off of that. And then I found out about the Witcher series, played through The Witcher 3, and went, wait, no. No, this is just everything I wanted to do, but better.
As young Master Comraide often says, sometimes that do be how it is.
Yep. So
Sometimes it just do be like that, though.
I looked at that and I'm just kind of like, well, that has killed any and all motivation for me to do a thing because, I mean, they already did it and better. And I don't know how to improve on that.
Rebranding.
not-
Always rebranded.
I'm not just going to take his ideas wholesale.
Oh, well. You're a more noble person than I am, then. Okay.
Like, I want it to be good, but I want it to be my work as well. So, until further interest or inspiration strikes me, it remains in the cabinet.
A dream of a dream.
Yup.
How do you
Shark
make
Boy
a,
and Lava Girl.
How do you make a music plate?
I don't know. It involves diamonds.
It needs 1 diamond and a bunch of wooden planks. Interessante.
What is this? There's no way. There is no way this is what I think it is.
What? It was a natural. That was a natural drowned. Whoa!
No way. Where's my horse at? Horsey?
Comrade, don't act like you haven't seen a drowned before.
But
Horsey?
it was in a small puddle outside. It was a naturally.
Oh no.
It was a naturally spawned drowned.
The lead. Where's the lead?
That was what was neat about it. Was that it was a naturally spawned drowned.
Well, I guess lightning's gonna die out here.
Why is lightning gonna die?
Because the lead disappeared and we're in the water.
If you get your boat close enough to him, he can get into the boat, and then you can get into the boat.
We were swimming, not boating.
Why were you swimming?
I don't know. Why is the rum gone?
Well, she burned it to make a signal flyer.
I know. So
they wouldn't get drunk and he wouldn't get handsy again.
mine shafts are supposed to be made with oak wood, right?
Yes?
This one's made of dark oak.
That's still oak.
I have never seen dark
why you
oak
gotta
used in a
be-
mine shaft before.
Why you gotta be racist like that?
I don't know, comrade. Maybe somebody peed in my cornflakes this morning or something.
See, that's exactly the kind of behavior that the cornflakes guy was trying to prevent.
What, with his cult?
I shouldn't have brought that up again.
Guess who? Guess who got? Guess who just got another trident?
I don't
Can I get the
know.
without
saddle off
trying.
the horse? I need the saddle off the horse because the horse is going to die. I guess you could say we aren't going to be saddling up anymore, Lightning.
You could say that,
Not together, anyway.
but why?
Top 10 saddest anime deaths.
Lightning the horse.
I'm sorry, I had to. I have no self-control. I am a literal and figurative.
Of course, then you have the very sad ending of Remember the Titans.
I don't remember the ending of Remember the Titans.
The guy who died or got injured in the car crash. The end of Remember the Titans, they come back together to remember him. And they close with a very slow rendition of Goodbye.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in the arms.
No.
That would have just been insulting.
No. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. I love that movie, but boy, the end of it makes me weep from time to time.
I honestly can't tell you the last time I watched that.
I own it. I will pull it out, usually at least once a year.
It's all your state of mind. The end of the day, you just have to say.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Lightning got stuck in here, though. Trying to traverse a biome mesa. Mesa biome. It's
Okay.
tough enough on foot. Was that Home Life's horse that I stole, by the way?
Was it named?
Unknown. Never did actually check. It was a really fast one too, though.
Oh dear.
It was very sad to lose such a fast horse because those are not common.
Oh, I captured the Lord of the Mountain in Breath of the Wild a while ago.
Yeah.
I took him to a stable to register him.
They won't let you do it. I know.
They
So
they
sad.
won't. They were like, "Why on earth did you bring that here? You're gonna get us all cursed." And I'm like, "Oh." I mean,
That
if
was
he's
the
cursing
point.
anyone, it's probably gonna be me.
That the whole point was to curse your village.
You're fine because you're loved by the fairies.
Am I?
Yeah, I think Link always is.
It makes me upset that I can't get Epona.
Can't get a proper Epona.
Yeah.
What's a man gotta do to get some Epona around here?
Watch My Little Pony.
I have
Bye.
the My Little Epona t-shirt, and it is glorious.
You have a what?
It's a My Little Epona t-shirt.
Oh, I almost died out here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I misjudged it and I hit a block instead of the water on my way down.
I'm sorry. That sounded like you were reacting to the My Little Epona t-shirt.
No,
That's amazing.
I'm not nearly as concernedly offended as others here.
I know I've visited Jum Jum in the My Little Epona t-shirt before. I know he's seen it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
but you
don't
were
remember
unable to
this.
register it.
Don't remember this.
You burned it from your memory.
Probably. I know that he's visited me in the friggin' slime t-shirt. That time I got reincarnated as a slime t-shirt where the whatever his face is just a blob. A moe blob, but a blob nonetheless. You are the worst.
Undoubtedly.
Who?
Who do you think?
Well, usually I would say that to myself, but you're probably not who you're talking to.
Okay, listen. Anytime that you're feeling bad about yourself, just remember, at the very least, you're doing better than Comrade. This man just admitted to having a My Little Epona t-shirt, which is not only an insult to my ears and tongue having to hear and say that, it's an insult to The Legend of Zelda, and it's an insult to human decency.
You seem very passionate on the subject.
I know he would be, which is why I shared it.
You just do things with no regard, no, with knowledge and regard for how people to react, but you just don't care. Somehow that's worse.
Ain't that a kick in the head? It's okay.
You be
It's a
quiet,
rental.
Frank Sinatra.
Oh.
Nobody asked you and your mustache.
We're about 15 minutes from the end of the stream, and
You know, Frank Sinatra was one of the people who played at the yacht club on the Caspian Sea before it became a rather disgusting, uninhabitable place.
Wait, Frank Sinatra didn't have a mustache. What am I on about?
I don't know.
what are you on about?
Mustache twirling, beluga whale having opinions.
Who was I picturing when I said that?
Hitler. It'd be hilarious if I found a woodland mansion right now.
Without even needing to, yeah. And if it
Dang.
was better. If it was better
Dark.
than our other... Oh, we finally did that, Woodland
Garbage.
Mansion that we talked
No.
about, and it was the worst. It's not that there weren't. It wasn't that there were a ton of monsters. That's not what we're talking about with worst. There was nothing in there, and it was huge. It was a huge.
Barely
one.
any chests.
But there were-
Barely any monsters.
Oh, we got like all the worst rooms. We got 1 block of emeralds. That was it. That was like the best thing we pulled. Was the block
We
of
pulled an
emeralds.
emerald block?
As well, but
we
like
did get an
still-
emerald block, but that was it. That's 9 emeralds. That's it. That's all we got. We
I
got
pulled
like
a loose one.
we got 2
I think
vindicators.
we pulled a block's worth of emeralds.
No. We got
Nope.
an emerald block.
Oh, we got like
Because we
16
got
emeralds.
we got the one room that spawns with the head with the wool head of villager.
That's a lapis block.
Oh, you're right. That's a lapis block. I'm even.
I was
confused.
like, we would have been rocking the emerald block. Somebody was hiding something.
You're right. That's a
Yeah, no,
lapis
we
block.
got like
We got
5
one
emeralds
lapis
and
block
lapis
and a
block.
yeah. That was it. Man, it was bad. It was bad.
Move over, World War II. This is the greatest catastrophe to happen.
It was the
I mean,
worst.
for the West, very sure the communist regime in China's killed more people than all that.
You know what? That's fair.
Not to mention to
believe it.
convincing Disney to support concentration camps too.
No. Disney.
Fort
And that's
concentration
why
camp.
I also won't get a Disney Plus because I have morals, people.
They just.
No, I'm calling you guys out. I'm calling everyone out who's got. a
Oh, I
Disney
agree.
Plus.
You know, my parents didn't need Disney Plus to keep me occupied. We had a bunch of movies on DVD. Actually, we
Listen,
had a bunch on VHS when I was a
We
kid.
have a bunch of old Disney movies from back when they had spines.
Well, that's the thing. Disney made. Listen, I'm gonna trash talk Disney. And
Go
I don't
ahead.
care.
Are you going to talk about their Nazi ties before the war broke out?
Well, Hitler was a huge fan of the Disney Renaissance.
Okay, but that's different. You can't
That's a John joke. That's
you
really
can't
funny.
hold Disney accountable for the kind of people that like their
But
stuff.
also, Hitler. Disney Renaissance was like the 60s. That's far after the war.
Well, that's a JonTron meme
And it was
because
a
the
John
Lion
joke.
game where a like little moving platform helicopter thing had a symbol on it that looks very, very similar to a swastika.
It was also from communist China.
I mean, it was a Chinese bootleg,
It
so
was a Chinese bootleg. Where's the mushroom biome again?
Mushroom biome. Loading coordinates. 3306 minus 343.
343.
Yeah. Stupid beluga whale having 343 not producing Halo when they were supposed to. I don't know why beluga whale having is going to be in my repertoire of insults for a while. It's been cooking inside my head for a long time, and now it's coming out.
Why is it even an insult?
Why is it even in there?
I don't know. I think I heard on a comedy or something. You had the spouses fighting, and one of them's calling the other a beluga whale, or as a group of friends fighting, and beluga whale was being thrown around as an insult, and now it won't go away.
You know, I think I might be able to help you make this ship functioning.
Functional?
It's not going to back out of there and start sailing away, comrade.
What if we could?
I mean, there's mods for that, but like,
Also,
you can't.
sticky pistons.
Are not going to make it function like that.
Yeah.
You know that you can make a moving airship and or water ship with sticky
You know how limited the materials are when you build a walking house or something like that, though? It has to be stuff that when it's moved by a piston doesn't break.
Yeah.
So,
works.
like a chest has to be in a minecart set onto a piece of track because otherwise it will just break.
Sure. But your oak would be fine.
I'm not interested in having the ship move inch by inch
It's
across
pretty
the
fast.
ocean.
It's pretty fast.
In a straight line.
In a straight line. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the main
and
problem.
then
Is
the
it won't be
moment
straight.
the moment you need to turn her,
Sorry,
it's
that was funny.
over.
Its main problem is that it wouldn't be straight. That's never been a problem before. I was trying to find one dream thief so he could show me and take me around to all the things he's done, but I think I have looked around and found all the things he's done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's 22 total gun ports on
were
there.
you trying to get this this whole circle thing that you made to grow mycelium?
No,
it looks
why?
like it's for your trees.
It is. Are all the trees gone?
No. But we did end up losing some sugar cane. I'm gonna fix this for you. It's a rather easy fix.
Yeah, I think it will be many, many yarn before Jub or I return.
I'm looking for this stupid buried treasure and I can't find it.
Oh, I'm still looking for the jungle.
Well,
Have you abandoned the quest?
No, it was just supposed to be a short detour where I find the thing, get some more supplies, and go on my merry way. I've dug out half the hillside.
Also get a heart of the sea.
I don't care about a heart of the sea, comrade.
We're men.
I do.
We're men in tights.
Are you seriously doing that right now, Dream Thief?
So I found an overturned ship 100 feet from another overturned ship with a nether gate in between them.
So has the only thing you've been doing so in this whole thing tonight, Jub, been exploration?
Yeah.
I'm not downplaying you.
I am.
I am asking.
Comrade, I have been searching this entire stream for one thing, and one thing alone. Bamboo.
Jesus.
And I ain't found none of that yet. Can you tell I'm getting mildly frustrated?
Yep.
I thought you were
Alright,
searching
so we
for
have
Jesus.
seen Dream Thief's boat in progress. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and close off the YouTube side of things. So thank you for watching, and remember that happiness is mandatory.
Beluga whale having.
Welcome to Beta Complex, loyal citizens. Remember, happiness is mandatory. Happiness is mandatory.